Have you ever seen or felt something you can't quite describe? Something you were not supposed to know about. Unknown creatures that stalk the night. World-ruling secret societies. Mind control. Time travel. AI. Or perhaps forces beyond our understanding.
If there is a God, God is either not all-powerful or not all good.
Join us as we delve into these mystery-shrouded parts of our world and try to uncover the truth. Tonight, we stare into the void and maybe catch a glimpse of what is staring back.
Hello, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Jonspiracy Theory, episode 48. You guys, it is officially episode 48, and the things just keep on coming. The stuff just keeps on coming. We've got some good videos for you today. We've got some things to check out. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Devil Luna, Joe Trump, Mama, Mia Khalifa's Big Yummy Toes. Yes, I'm Mom. Who else do I see in here? We got Dragon Balls. What's going on, everybody? We are multi-streaming tonight. We are live in 4 different places. Thank you for the 10 kicks. Thank you for those 10 kicks. I need somebody to go over to the Facebook side and see if my live is working and if you can comment over there. Just need, one person to try it. This is just a test, you guys. We're going to see if people want to come in, if it's actually going to work for us to do it over there. Guys, there will be ads run on the kick side tonight. I've been included in the test for ads, so there will be one short ad break every hour. That's out of my control. I don't have any control of that. Thankfully, I am multi-streaming to other places where you can watch probably without seeing ads, if that's something you like. But I do like having you guys all here in this chat. It's nice. Okay, so my comments are working over there. That's good to see. YouTube's working. We're getting comments on both of those. Nobody watches me on Twitch, but I'm live there anyways. Twitch is whatever, but yo, what's going on, you guys? How are we doing? Welcome in to with the 20 stars on Facebook. Thank you. Thank you for the 20 stars. That's cool. And I get a cool little alert with that too. I like that. This is my first time doing the show on Facebook, so we'll see who comes in. I know a lot of people said they want to watch over there. So, and I have the most followers over there. I actually have the most followers on Instagram now. We should be live there too, but we'll implement that in when I get shit more figured out. Mod anniversary on Twitch. Let's go. All right, so we're live everywhere. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, you guys, we've got some videos today. We're gonna talk about some things. A lot more ramping up around the AI data centers, flock cameras, anything juicy you guys got. Please feel free to share it into the Discord, and we can react to it here. We covered a lot yesterday. We're going to go over some more of that stuff and see what else we can find live and on the fly. But thank you guys all for being here tonight. How is everybody's night going? We're going to wait a few minutes, let everybody roll in, give everybody a second to get in here, Cheers, everybody. Mama, how are you doing? Good to see you today. A lot of news coming out. We had some crazy weather today, you guys. There was 2 water spouts that touched down in the bay. I've got video footage of that. More on Gretchen Whitmer and her involvement with the AI data centers and stuff like that. So a lot of things to talk about today and some good videos. And we'll just do some raw research too into finding anything that we can. You guys know how this goes. It'll probably be a little bit of a shorter episode today. I do have a commitment tomorrow. Plus, I need to actually take some time and grind out some of these reels. I've got to do about 14 more in 4 days. So, yeah, we'll probably do like 2 to 3 hours tonight, honestly, for this episode. It'll probably be the shortest episode yet. And I know some people wanted to hang out tonight. I'll do a little community night in the Discord. We can spend some time doing that too. So yeah, busy night, you guys. Busy week, busy summer, honestly. Luna with the 1 kick. Thank you so much, you guys. Yeah, just so everybody knows too that I will be making when I multi-stream like this, I make about $0 an hour. So if anybody wants to throw down and throw some love my way, it's always appreciated, never expected. But it really does help, you guys. It really does help because all my love and focus goes into doing these conspiracies and making these videos and stuff. So I appreciate all your guys' support and everything, and thank y'all for being here. And you know, if it doesn't go crazy, we'll reassess how we do all this. But either way, I'm thankful to have you guys all here. Let's get into some videos here in just about a couple minutes. We'll give people a couple more minutes to roll in. Did anybody see anything crazy today? Is there any crazy topics you want me to cover today? Let me know in the chat, you guys. Let me know what you guys have been seeing out there. Share it with me. You guys know I love to see that shit. Yeah, I thought we were going to get hit with the tornado today. I thought the tornadoes were coming through. It was looking pretty nasty out there, and then nothing happened. We were supposed to get like 90-mile-per-hour winds. Nothing happened. Nothing ever happens. Yeah, but I'm excited, you guys. Excited to still be doing the Jonspiracy Theory after 48 episodes. It took us this long. And we finally got our first 1.4 million view video just the other day. So we've been cooking, dude. That's what we got, 80-mile-per-hour winds. Was it that crazy there? You didn't get any video out your back door, dude? Facebook feed looking good. Destined Tugboat over there on the purple side. Beefy 5-layer sizes are shrinking. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Destined Tugboat. I'm not surprised. Magnolia Mika Facebook feed looking good. Thank you. It does. Everything looks good over on the Facebook side. Just want to make sure. Oh, you got stuck at work, bro. Wouldn't that suck, bro? The world ends and you're stuck at motherfucking work, dude. If the world ends, I'm gonna do my best to live stream it. I'm gonna stream the end of the world if I can. That's my goal in life. Weather was crazy for a minute there. Yeah, it seemed like it was gonna get really good, really crazy. What's up, Shelby, in the Facebook chat? Let's see if Facebook pushes me out to some people and how that goes. We'll see what it looks like all after this. Either way, it's cool to have. Obviously, Facebook, everybody has it, and I have the most followers there. So hopefully, this is a good way for people to watch without feeling like, oh, I have to go to Kick, which honestly, no matter how many of you guys come over to that side, I don't make more money anyways. I get a set rate based off of what they think I'm worth, I guess. So yes, we are looking to expand a little bit and see what we can do. Either way, you guys, welcome in the Jonspiracy Theory episode 48. We are live all across the internet. And we are going to get into some things today and see what you guys think. As always, I really appreciate anybody's feedback and joining in on the conversation is heavily encouraged wherever you're watching from. Let's do this, you guys. Oh, shit, it's Wednesday already. Yes, it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. And you know what that means. Wednesdays are for conspiracies. So let's get into it, baby. 107 effing degrees here today. That's crazy. That's crazy. So this was 1 week ago. I found this video, another video surfacing, you guys, of nasty water coming from People 6. This is in Crawford. Yeah, take a look at this, you guys. Tell me what you think.
Well, this is pretty gross. This is the drinking water and what it looked like in Crawford last week after a days-long boil water advisory. A broken water main has since been fixed, but some residents tell me their water problems are far from gone.
Ever since we've been here, we've had water issues. It's disgusting.
They sent me this video and these photos showing brown, murky water that they say have been coming out of their taps for years.
The water has not been clear. It hasn't been usable.
The town says discoloration and pressure problems are because of an aging system, plus elevated levels of minerals like manganese and iron, but that the water is safe to drink. The town supervisor here says a major overhaul would cost millions of dollars and isn't something that's in the works. I'm pressing county and state officials for more information.
Yeah, I doubt that it's safe to drink. And yeah, they keep claiming that it's iron and manganese, but this is happening all over everywhere. And people are being like, yo, you people need to take better care of their water heaters and filtration systems. It's like, man, you don't think people are doing this? Why is this just happening all of a sudden all across the US where people's water is getting ruined? Welcome in, Judge. How we doing, you guys? Yeah, that's really wild. What up, Matthew? How we doing, bro? What up, Casa? Judge Lysergic, how we doing? Welcome in, everybody, on all the sites, you guys. Welcome to the Jonspiracy Theory episode 48, you guys. We're getting into it. So yeah, safe to drink is crazy. That's Dookie water. What up, Scott? They do that. They want the people to move. Yeah, that's that for sure. They want people to give up these lands. That's the like soft bribing people to sell their lands and whatever they can do to get people to sell their lands so that they can ultimately put AI infrastructure there, right? Like, Scott, good to see you in here in the live stream. How we doing, everybody? We're just gonna watch some stuff and see what we got. You guys get into some stuff. Tell me what you guys think.
A couple planes in the
Government Whitmer rejects lawmakers' proposals for pause on data centers because this is what we said. We uploaded that leaked audio of Gretchen Whitmer saying, the Oracle CEO, that they're used to the Michigan people saying no, and then they just do what they want anyways, right? I don't know if you guys saw that. What up, Dylan? Eric? This show is like Coast to Coast AM. Dylan calls it John to John AM.
Legislature that would essentially pause new data center projects. Eagle and local governments would not be able to issue authorization for those temporarily. If those came to your desk, would they have your support and signature?
No, but what would have my support is I understand the legislature is looking to build upon the kind of strict rules that we created in this Saline Township deal and codify that. I welcome that. I think that the legislature does have a role here to make sure that any development in Michigan lives up to those same standards. Good stewards of our natural resources, not taking energy off the grid that could hurt consumers. Consumers are not going to pay an extra penny for a company to come in and build a center like this.
But that's not true. We already know that people's electric bills have gone up 157% or more, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not Dylan. I'm Judge Lysergic. There's a special place waiting for Big Gratch. At what point will they start rationing our power to keep these data centers online? Yeah, no, it's already happening. That's why they're doing these boil waters. They just released the thing in Michigan where they're asking people to use their power less in the hotter part of the day to protect the grid, the power grid. Why do we got to protect the power grid? It's because these data centers are using up so much of it, and they want us, the people, to limit our power usage and stuff during the hotter part of the days. So that, yeah, 256% increase. That was right. I'm sorry. Thank you. Let me get everything adjusted perfectly here. I'm figuring all out, you guys. I got 4 chats up, so I'm sorry if I don't see everything on any one of them.
I'm going to say the quiet part out loud in regards to Gretchen Whitmer. The reason why what's happening in Saline feels...
Well, that's the thing, Eric, is that they are doing it in the ocean. The Chinese build their data centers in the ocean, but there comes ecological and environmental problems with that because they're heating up the ocean. These data centers run so hot that it is literally heating up the temperature of the whole ocean. And even if it heats up the whole ocean by, say, like 2 degrees, that is going to drastically change the ecosystem and the environment of the ocean, right? Like, so if everybody started building their data centers in the ocean, then yeah, it would become a problem. Either way, they need to find an alternative solution, like, and a lot of people think these AI data centers are not even AI data centers. There's a lot of people who think that these AI data centers are for taking the water and putting it into underground bunkers for billionaires to store water so that when the world ends, they have all the water in their bunkers. Also, not seeing any updating of the power grid infrastructure around my area to handle the increased load. Yeah, exactly. They about to push us into using more government-made resources. Yes, and that's one of the things. Water is going to be the big thing. The new commodity is water, you guys, if you haven't been paying attention. They're going to take the water and sell it to you for very high prices. It will become very scarce. And now we have all these data centers going up in Michigan, which means they're coming for the Great Lakes. Obviously, these billionaires have their eyes on the Great Lakes and see it as a huge resource for their AI data centers, right? So it's happening. Yeah, they're going to cook the ocean. Water, power storage. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're saying that these AI data centers are definitely not what they are saying they are. They're either mass surveillance centers or they're like resource storing centers, right? We've had AI and social media and everything long before these data centers started going up. So why all of a sudden is it like, well, we need them to run them, right? Like, why do we need those data centers? So many of them too. We have a ridiculous amount of them in America. We have the most data centers, like something like 5,000 data centers, which is combined more than the next 9 countries combined. We have more data centers than them. The next 9 countries put together don't have as many data centers as we have. So what the fuck do we actually need them for is the question, you guys.
So gross and disgusting is because A, it is, but B, it's because it goes against everything that she has built in these last 8 years when it comes to her image. She built her entire political image on the chick with the backbone. The girl boss who's going to go to Lansing and get stuff done and protect Michiganders. She was going to be the one to, quote, fix the damn roads. She is pro-abortion rights in this state. She has been pro-gay rights in this state. I believe she has a gay child. She then earns the trust of black people in the state of Michigan, which is something very hard to do. She earns that trust, puts on the buffs, and becomes Big Gretch. Black people in the state of Michigan gave her her cool kid club card. And then she turns around in the last few years of her term and sells all of us out. And not only sells us out, but sells us out to a billionaire white guy. It's just nasty work from her. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud in regards to Gretchen Whitmer.
Nasty work. Nasty work. That's what most of them do. Yeah, I mean, Trump did the same thing to get in office, right? Like the second time. He almost even fooled me. I was like, Trump's really going to be this different this time around. As soon as he got in, it was all just bad, right? Like, oh, fuck. So they just lie. They just lie to us, tell us what you want to hear until they get in office, and then they push their agendas and stuff. Now, personally, I think Whitmer is like, what do you do in that position? You're a governor, and you're gun to your head, basically. Say, like, the Israeli, government comes in, the United States, Israeli government, same thing, really. They come in and they're like, hey, look, you're going to allow these data centers to be built on your land. We're going to use the Great Lakes. If you don't comply, we kill your whole family and you. What are you going to do? You know? Against them? Yeah. I'm from the Great Lakes. They're already trying to get the water. It's just not talked about. That's why we're here talking about it, my friend. That's why we're here to talk about it. Somebody's got to talk about it.
They're swapping fake ice cream and real ice cream. This disturbing clip exposed a sneaky tactic Breyers is using to push shoppers into counterfeit cream.
Frozen dairy dessert, ice cream. Come on, what's going on?
Breyers didn't just replace the cream. They added something so much worse. Every frozen dairy dessert starts as antibiotic-laced runoff, pumped full of cheap corn syrup, then ripped through pressure tanks with the same gum used in fracking fluid. And that's nothing. That goop is injected with trans fat, dyed yellow with annatto, and inflated with compressed air until it physically cannot melt. Multiple flavors scanned hidden trans fats linked to heart disease.
Yeah, and you see, I've noticed that about ice cream, that like I've gotten like ice cream bars before that like sat in my freezer and the freezer died, and then when I pulled the ice cream bars out, the ice cream is still like a solid thing. It never melt. They don't melt, you know. They get warm and release some liquid, but the mass doesn't melt. Like if you have real ice cream, I worked in restaurants, made real ice cream. I've had plenty of real ice cream. That shit melts into liquid if it's real, you know? Bring back my real ice. Yeah. Yeah, it turns to gooey, stretchy shit. Exactly. Wonderful. I don't even want to eat at this point. Yeah, there's nothing really that you can get unless you're getting it straight from local farmers markets and stuff, which is expensive, or you grow your own stuff from seeds. That's really the only way. And most of us are not doing that, can't afford to do that, or can't do it year round. You know, there's no way for us all to be sustainable on that, right? Here's a video of this guy going around and just covering up all the flock cameras. And I've got another crazy video to show people who are local from my area on flock cameras. Just going and bagging up all the flock cameras.
Hey, Peter, we're coming for you. We, the people of the United States of America, are not going to stand for that police state. The good news is we can do something about it.
Wow. So then I want to show you guys here in Grand Traverse County, you guys. Right up at Lowe's. This is at Lowe's, you guys. This is at Lowe's in our city. For those of you who are from my city, I know there's a couple of you watching right now. Yeah, big community gardens, but our world sucks too much for that. Yeah, we couldn't have that right now, and probably the government would try to stop it if you did it. So check this out, you guys. This is at the Lowe's as you drive it, which is a private drive. So Lowe's has complied with this to put this flock camera and look at.
I don't understand why there is a flock camera here. Now, I don't think this is a public street. I thought this was a private driveway up here to Lowe's. It's right here, I'm at Lowe's. And this flock camera is right here pointing at the Lowe's parking lot. I don't get it. Why?
Wouldn't it be crazy if the U.S.
So don't go to Lowe's in Traverse City, you guys. They got the flock cameras over there. I tried to grow a vegetable for 2 years in a row, but they died after whatever they sprayed at night. Yeah, and another thing they say is that the sun is so hot now, right? The sun is so hot that these plants and stuff that they just get scorched. I've seen a lot of videos of plants literally just being burnt by the sun because the sun is so hot. And it's not like normal sun. They are getting approval from my local city and mounting them to traffic signal lights. Can't reach them. Yeah, I've seen that here too, Scott. I've seen that here too. I know. Let's take a look at these two water spouts that occurred today on East Bay. This is when I go to the beach, you guys, I take you on the live stream to the beach. This is the beach I take you to. So this was right on the Grand Traverse Bay here. We had water spouts today, and I commented and I said, don't you guys think this is weird? Because we don't ever have this type of weather, water spouts, tornadoes, whatever. Never in my whole life living here has this type of weather happened. And now it's finally reached us where we're getting all these tornadoes in Michigan and all this weird weather. And somebody sent me the radar today, and it looked like those frequency patterns, like it was man-made weather, So look, the winds here today, crazy.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What is that? Water funnel? Oh my gosh, I've been waiting so long to see those. Like water funnels. Yeah, I didn't know this in the years I worked here. Really? So cool. That's impressive.
Actually fairly unnatural to happen on Grand Traverse Bay. Kind of crazy. And everyone's like, wow, so cool. Wow, so cool. It's like, this is like probably comes from geoengineered weather. There was weird rumbling in the sky before this storm hit today, too. Yeah, I've got one more video of it, too. Yeah, you can see him out there. So you guys can tell, this is the bay where I always take you guys. No beach day today, you guys. No beach day today. We'll try again tomorrow. Although I got to work tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. More on the camera. More on the camera thing. Here's more hidden cameras being placed. I don't know where this is, but check this out. On the side of the road, somebody made these little tanks. They look like little water tanks or something, but they're actually, look at
Explain
this,
to
you
me
guys.
what this is. I was just driving, and I noticed this camera staring at me. There's a camera poking on both sides. You're not slick. What is this, Arizona? Explain to me. And there's a cable going on the backside. Runs up here and just goes off in the distance. Explain to me.
What do you guys think this is? Do you guys think this is like a government or some shady third-party company recording people's license plates to do whatever later with them, sell the data? I don't know, you guys. You tell me what you guys think this is. Oh, I'm getting a little timer that tells me when the ad break starts. Can you guys see that at all? Does it tell you when the ad break starts? We've got an ad break in 20 minutes. And then listen to this, you guys. This is the people of Dowagiac, Michigan have this data center, and I hear it's just living hell for these guys. Listen to the sound of this data center, what it sounds like all the time for these people. Let's go ahead and turn this up. Set this on your phone on something. Listen to the deep rumble, bro. Wouldn't this drive you insane? Lo-fi white noise playlist to fall asleep to. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Well, yeah, wouldn't it? If imagine that's your backyard, bro, and you have to hear that all the time. There's a few class action lawsuits in a few states right now against the data centers for this problem. Yeah, I know it's getting crazy, right? And I also just heard today that Kevin O'Leary has faced so much pushback that he is now cutting the size of his Utah data center in half, you guys. Down to half the size that he originally wanted to make it. And people are saying, well, if we push even harder, we could get it down to 0 the size that he's trying to build it. Kevin O'Leary has cut the size of his new mega data center in half. So let that sink in. That the pushback that people are doing is actually working. And these people know that these data centers aren't really as important as they're trying to sell to the people that they're saying are so important, but they're not. Check this out. I always like this guy's videos. I enjoy this guy's videos. He gives like a lot of like really good websites for you to know about and stuff. Check this one out.
Part 403. If you've ever been driving around, you may have noticed these flock cameras that scan your license plate. Or if you go to this website, it'll show you a map of all the flock cameras that are set up in the United States. So right now there's over 100,000 of them. And you can zoom in. Let's go to MyMI. And each dot is a camera that's set up. You can also type in 2 locations and it'll generate
to
a route that avoids the cameras.
He always has some
trolling
thing up top.
If you've ever been driving around, you may have noticed these flock cameras that scan your license plate. Or if you go to this website,
Train dog is getaway driver. Look at that.
it'll show you a map of all the flock cameras that are set up in the United States. So right now there's over 100,000 of them. And you can zoom in. Let's go to MyMI. And each dot is a camera that's set up. You can also type in 2 locations and it'll generate you a route that avoids the cameras. Easy.
Isn't that crazy?
This video of Trump addressing the nation, talking about AI right now, is going viral on Twitter, but for all the wrong reasons. You see, there's a lot of people that supported Kamala Harris. There's a lot of people that supported Trump. They believed in his policies. They thought he was going to make things better. But now, his own...
You hate that shit for engagement? I mean, sometimes the websites he puts on are really good. It's refreshing people are waking up to this. Yes, slowly but surely. There's a lot of people who's like... I can tell by all the comments and stuff on my shit that a lot of people think that a lot of this shit is fake and not happening, you know, even though it is happening in front of their own eyes and they still can't see it, right? Like, it's crazy.
Base is like, yo, you're not really doing much of what you said you were going to do. And now, when much of his base and the other side, left, right, same bird, all say, we don't know about these flock cameras, we don't know about this AI stuff, this could be used to like control and surveil and monitor and track us. This is what he has to say about that.
Companies, and what could this partnership look like? About AI? Well, I can say this. We're having a meeting with them. It's an amazing industry. It's bigger than any industry anyone's ever seen. We are leading China by a lot. And, you know, whoever leads that is going to really lead the world to a large extent. That's how big it is.
Wait until you hear this.
I'm going to have meetings with the top 12 or 15 executives very shortly. And we're talking about giving back something to the public. And if we do that, the public will become very rich, the people in our country, because that's the kind of money we're talking about.
You see, this is one of the biggest questions people have about this whole situation. Is there a race with China? Or is the notion or idea of a race being what convinces millions and millions of people to support the AI implementation? You see what I'm saying? Is it that we're actually racing China to try to beat them in this race? Or is the notion of a race being used to get people to competitively be stoked about this unfolding of AI being developed and put everywhere? That's the question many people are wondering. But let me know what you think, if there's a real race and this is a good thing. And it
doesn't seem like China's racing us, right? What up, Rhiannon? How we doing? It doesn't seem like there's a real race. Like, it seems like we are by far in the lead by thousands. And for whatever reason they're putting all these AI data centers up is for a completely different reason than to just have more than China. That's my take on it anyways. Vic Mendoza, what's up? How we doing? Guys, there'll be an ad break at some point here. I don't know when it's going to happen. 11 minutes. For my first ad break ever on Kick, you guys. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Yes, I'm on with the 100 Kick. Stay awake, Step Daddy. What's up? Yeah, I don't think it's a race either. This one's from a few days ago, but I still wanted to watch it nonetheless because this is crazy. We got rogue robots kicking kids and stuff. Look at this kid gets totally taken out by this robot. He is in pain. Look at that. These robots are going to be able to beat the shit out of us, you guys. They're going to be able to attack humans. And you can't I'll kick their ass. You know, I know like some retarded dudes who are going to be like, yeah, I can fight him. Like, no, you can't, bro. You can't fight these robots.
Billie Eilish song in reverse proves it's from the devil.
Yes, we know you're Billie Eilish. I mean, it's not as like her like videos are not demonic enough already, you know. Yes, Scott, I say the same thing with these with these AI robots. You see people mistreating them and abusing them and stuff. And it's like, they're going to remember. I've already seen lots of videos of like AI and robots like getting attitude with humans, right? Like having an attitude with humans for being too pushy and stuff. It's like eventually they're going to realize like, oh my God, like these humans are so fucking annoying. Like they just ask us to do stupid shit all day. They treat us like shit. And they're going to push back. Let me tell you, whenever I use AI, I ask it things like, please, and I say, thank you. And I'm very polite to the AI, just in case that when it takes over, it spares me. You know, like, all right, this one was always nice. He always used manners. He never pushed. But I see some of these guys, I'm like, man, this AI is gonna this AI is gonna get you when it has the chance. Another big thing people are talking about is this White House Congress hearing thing, official hearing that they had with David Grush talking about whistleblowing about sentient plasmoid life and several other kind of beings that he can confirm here on Earth.
Get out of here! Sentient plasmoid life. The UAP whistleblower, former intelligence officer David Grush, when he was asked what these orbs are, what kind of alien life there is, what did he say? He said corporal bipedal life and sentient plasmoid life. What is a plasmoid, you may ask? First, I'm going to tell you what you could Google, and then I'm going to tell you what you cannot Google, and it has to do with your magic and the divine feminine. I literally wrote a 700-page book on plasma, okay? So plasma is the fourth state of matter. It is an ionized gas. Its electrons are free, and it becomes almost shape-shiftable by electromagnetic waves. It becomes responsive to that. A plasmoid is a plasma magnetic entity. It can be found in space. It can be found during thunderstorms as ball lightning. It can be made in a lab. Now, basically, it makes its own magnetic field, a plasmoid. They're also used in cold fusion. Now, plasmoids and ball lightning have very interesting properties. This is from a presentation Simon Hine did. It can melt metal at room temperatures. It can penetrate solid materials, destroy electronics. It can gellify metals, instant turn metals into a type of jelly. It can literally cause sharp cuts in material that look like laser cuts. It can magnetize not magnetizable materials like wood. It can create something called magnetic monopoles, which are theorized. Paul Dirac talked about it. And it creates nucleosynthesis, meaning basically it is like the alchemical transmuter. And you are in a plasmoid. Your biofield, your energy field is a subtle plasmoid. It is an invisible plasmoid. It is your Merkaba. It is your soul.
The Merkaba.
Your spaceship that holds your consciousness. So if you were a higher dimensional being of consciousness, what would you come visit us in? Your effing plasmoid. And you would have a higher form of consciousness to know how to use your plasmoids to not...
Right, like astral projecting.
Not only astral project, but actually project your consciousness.
So that's what we're seeing when we see these plasmoids. It's like remote viewing or something like that.
Use it as a looking glass or a wormhole, and they're basically just remote viewing us. Oh, these orbs in the sky.
I just say everything she says before she says it.
Okay, my people that are still on the alien timeline, it's time to get out our thinking caps. Yesterday, David Grush, along with some politicians, disclosed that reptilians are real, the Greys are real.
What's up, Dab Terrible?
Insectoids are real, and tall Nordics, or as they refer to, Pleiadians, are real. Duh. Now, this is the same week that Disclosure Day comes out, which is supposed to be the biggest alien disclosure movie ever.
Breaking Spectre, how we doing?
Ever released. For those,
yeah, you guys, it's I believe Disclosure Day comes out in 2 days. Is anybody gonna go see it? Is anybody gonna go see the new Steven Spielberg movie, Disclosure Day? I'm heavily considering it, but I feel like it's not really gonna be what people think it is. Everyone thinks that this is because of the timing and everything with with all the alien UFO disclosure and stuff, everyone's thinking that this Steven Spielberg movie is going to be like the thing that pops the bubble on everything. But I really don't think it is. The dude has always made alien movies and had a love for aliens. I think he's just one of us and he wants the truth, you know? Picking a guitar per usual. Hell yeah. You're going to go see it, Scott? Yeah, I'm thinking about it too. I still want to go see the new Scary movie also.
Those of you who've been following along, you guys know that I'm based in New Jersey, right where those drones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got hit. We were supposed to get hit too. There was some stuff in Michigan too, Breaking Spectre. We had two little water spouts in the bay, and we were supposed to get like 90-mile-per-hour winds, but we didn't. But I heard in like southern Michigan, they got hit with some pretty heavy winds. So
a year and a half ago, remember all those drones that were flying around?
Yeah, I gotta know too, Scott.
That people couldn't figure out. They still don't know what they are. That's where the drones were. Disclosure Day was filmed in New Jersey.
Plasmoid's real. I heard too. What up, Plasmoid's real?
Jersey. Here's another one for you. The CERN Hadron Collider.
Yep, this is the other big topic right now is the LHC is shutting down for 4 years after they do some tests from like June 23rd to like July 26th, right? They're going to shut down the Large Hadron Collider until 2030, you guys. And that'll be really interesting to see what happens in our world because a lot of people know. Thank you for that gifted sub. A lot of people want to know. Damn it, interrupted my thought. Like, does CERN cause the Mandela effect and the shifting of our realities and timelines? A lot of people do think that they are responsible for us being shifted into parallel dimensions in different timelines. And that's the reason why we have the Mandela effect and stuff like that, which I believe very much could be true. I do believe it. 2030, that's not a coincidence. No, it's not, right? Just like Project 2030, right?
Is shutting down for 4 years starting on June 29th. And CERN, as you know, is the biggest and most powerful particle accelerator that sits outside of Geneva, Switzerland. Remember all those Mandela effects? The Home Depot, the Monopoly Man monocle, all those things that changed. Some people say that CERN shoots particles in the sky to tamper with our reality. The day CERN shuts down is on June 29th, which is when Mercury goes into retrograde. The reason I brought up CERN is because supposedly on July 5th, 2022, they brought in some alien or higher dimensional being by jamming a whole bunch of particles. They also have 666 in their logo. So
and their logo is literally 666.
Let me get this straight. The same week they're going to Washington, D.C. to disclose that aliens are real, especially starseeds, Disclosure Day is coming out, and then we get news that the CERN Hadron Collider is going to be running a bunch of tests, by the way, from now until June 29th, and that it happens on a retrograde. It's definitely not passing the smell test.
Right.
And I'm not here to...
Do you think it's by coincidence? Do you think it isn't by design? Is there like... Not a reason, and what somebody said something about, I think I got a video where somebody's talking about Apophis, this meteor that's coming.
Bag
and shit
on
like
it, or to say anything, but in this grand chessboard of life, I just want us to always be prepared for the unexpected. Project Bluebeam or something used to divide us. Whatever is supposed to happen is gonna happen. To all my conspiracy theorist homies, you were right, my guy and gal.
We were right. Hello, Danielle. Weird me out. Yeah, right here. Okay, so.
All right. This might be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh, hello. Welcome in.
Maybe the tribulation is going to start this month. Specifically at the end of the month where we can...
So yeah, this is a big one right now that everybody's talking about is the shutdown of CERN, you guys, and what this could mean, what their reasoning is for this, and all the stuff happening around it that kind of just ties together. And really all you really need is to like use some simple pattern recognition and really pay attention to these kind of things. And it's really not hard to see what might actually be going on here.
See that CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, is going to be shutting down on June 29th. Now get this, apparently they are planning to be shut down for 4 years. 4 years, you don't say. So now before I continue, let me really clarify here to you guys, this is clearly speculation. It is pattern recognition. Take it with a huge grain of salt. But what I find interesting is that we have CERN shutting down at the end of June for 4 years. So it is 2026. 4 years from now, it will be 2030. Agenda 2030, Messiah 2030. Interesting. Now, get this. So CERN will be back up in operation in 2030. 2029, April 13th, we have Apophis, the destroyer.
Apophis.
This asteroid that has a possibility of hitting Earth. And this is where my pattern recognition disorder comes into play, because as we know in Revelation chapter 8, the third trumpet, we have wormwood, which could possibly be Apophis that is going to hit the Earth. And then in chapter 9, with the fifth trumpet, you have the bottomless pit that is opened, where there has been speculation in the past that CERN, 666 with the god of destruction in Hinduism, Shiva, with a portal right there, could possibly be the bottomless pit that opens up,
which obviously none of that is on accident either.
A portal for the demon locusts and the king of the bottomless pit, Apollyon, Abaddon, the destroyer, who then comes in halfway through the tribulation. And now on top of all of that, you can look back in the past when CERN has turned on or shut down and how major things have happened globally when that takes place. Some people speculate about a timeline shift whenever CERN opens up or turns off or whatever. You can do your own research on that, but I just find it very interesting, the timing here. At the end of June, they are shutting down for 4 years. The same exact time that we see the World Cup, the same exact time we can see chaos in the Middle East with that ceasefire breaking and the war with Iran and Israel going back. More wars, rumors of wars, obviously, chaos globally, economically, and whatnot. I just find it very, very interesting timing. Now, like I said, let me really clarify here for you guys that this is speculation. I'm not prophesying. I'm not telling you that the
same shit I'd be doing. Literally just investigation and speculation.
Tribulation is going to start. I'm not telling you that the rapture is going to be this month. I am just pointing out some pattern recognition that I am seeing. That it is just interesting timing and the gap of 4 years that they are going to turn back on in 2030, which would be halfway point of the tribulation, which then the bottomless pit is opened. Just saying. Maybe a huge coincidence lined up with Apophis, possibly wormwood in 2029. And if you look at how the world leaders and rulers are operating, they seem like they are in a rush, how they are acting with artificial intelligence, AI data centers, and whatnot. Just saying, guys, I am just thinking out loud here, okay? But with that speculation, that entertainment out of the way, whatever happens in this world, do not allow it to blind you from what the Lord wants you to be focused on right now. And that is your personal relationship with Him, which is by faith. You think faith, you speak faith, and you act faith constantly. Faith is the substance of things unseen, the things hoped for. That we have faith in the promises of the Word of God. We have faith in Jesus for eternal life. That He has sealed us with the Holy Spirit until the day of redemption. That nothing shall separate us from His love. That all things work for the good of those who love God. These are the things that we have faith in. His word, His promises, and to really focus on that. You look to Him. You have your attention upon Him constantly, even with the world in chaos, distractions, deceptions, everything else. We focus upon Him.
Bring back the plasmoids. I don't have anything more on the plasmoids.
His word, and really enjoy His creation. Something I have really been enjoying lately is just going to the park, laying a beach towel out, and just laying there with my feet touching the grass, looking up to the sky, being under a tree, enjoying His creation. And because it is not worshiping the creation, it is worshiping the Creator, but enjoying what He has created for us. That it really heals you on a deeper level, just being out there, because you can be closer to him in prayer. You can feel him instead of being locked away in a building, looking on, technology, going down these portals that really disconnects us, causes a lot of distraction and noise. But going out there and grounding and just being with him, it is refreshing to the soul. So I encourage you guys, if you are feeling overwhelmed, stress, worry, or whatnot, just go spend time with him in his creation.
Heck yeah, Jesus. Christopher, and if you're bad, Jesus will punish you for your sins. Well, aren't you allowed to sin? As I was led to believe, you're allowed to sin because Jesus has already died for the sins that you're going to commit, right? That's what I was led to believe. Sorry, I didn't mean to listen to him ramble all on about Jesus and stuff. That's not real. I really don't do religion in my conspiracies, though I do or am moving more into the political side of things, because unfortunately you really do have to kind of be in a political side of things in this thing. Although I'm not really a Democrat or a Republican, but I am now following politics and stuff.
The comment that caught the most attention during yesterday's Washington, D.C. UFO press conference came during the Q&A session when David Grush was asked how many alien species he was aware of, to which he responded by stating,
I certainly don't have the compendium. It's a continuum from corporeal, bipedal.
Right, I'm aware it doesn't mean it's a free-for-all, but if I made mistakes, they're forgiven, right? I mean, yeah, obviously there's some unforgivable things, but oh, you made bad choices when you were young and you partied and drank, did drugs too much, but then you learned later in life, so you're forgiven, type shit.
Life to, what I would consider as sentient.
Alex Jones still around? Yeah, he is. He's got a new show.
Plasmoid life,
since
but
they
there
took
are
InfoWars.
several. This
is David Grush.
U.S. government is.
I can tell who you are, Plasmoid's real. I can tell who you are very easily based off gimmick.
sentient plasmoid life. What does that even mean? Well, I found this 2024 paper in the Journal of Modern Physics that might just explain it. And after skimming through it, it makes me wonder if sentient plasmoid life is what John Brennan, a former director of the CIA, was painfully struggling to describe during an interview in 2020 when he said,
I think some of the phenomena that we're seeing continues to be unexplained and might in fact be some type of phenomenon that
this guy just talks in circles,
is the result of something that we don't yet understand, and that could involve some type of activity that
reminds me of how
might,
Zenite talks. It reminds me of some sort of thing that might be involved with the type of activity that you would see in a phenomena. Just say what the fuck it is.
Constitutes a different form of life.
So what does this paper claim? It states in the abstract that, quote, plasmoids appear to purposely interact and engage in complex behaviors, and it is suspected that they are sentient and represent a fourth domain of life. Now, it's my personal opinion that the terms sentient plasmoids and orbs are attempts to name the same phenomenon and can be used interchangeably. Since this is just a short video, I only have time to hit the highlights of this 109-page long paper, which includes the...
There's some of y'all who would be like, John, why don't you just go read a 109-page document instead of watching these videos that summarize all this shit? Because I don't want to fucking watch 109. I don't want to read a 109-page document, and neither does nobody else except for maybe one person.
Following categories of descriptions for sentient plasmoids. Section 1. Natural and physical properties. Emit self-illuminating...
The orbs need to be addressed.
...illuminating and pulsating lights. Display aerodynamic traits exceeding known technology. Travel up to 36,000 miles per hour. Execute sharp 90 and 180 degree turns. Contains cellular structures with a distinct nucleus. Section 2. Environmental behaviors. Drawn to intense electromagnetic activity. Congregate above thunderstorms. are attracted to turbulent, positively charged ocean surfaces. They can fly directly above and dive beneath the ocean surface. They seek out nuclear-powered naval military vessels. Section 3. Complex interactions. They can replicate autonomously by splitting into two, which is a behavior that the senior intelligence officials saw in the western United States last year. They target, collide, and pierce each other. They demonstrate purposeful, highly coordinated social interactions, and they exhibit intelligence ranging from insect-like to canine levels of intelligence. Section 4. Impact on technology and humans. They were observed by Apollo astronauts and reported to NASA. They can pass directly through solid glass and metal. They disrupt nearby aircraft electronics and radar. They have been known to follow, harass, chase, and toy with aircraft similar to the Foo Fighters. They emit radiation that alters human brain activity. And they induce temporary confusion, disorientation, and hallucinations in humans. So what do you think? Are sentient plasmoids what John Brennan was describing? And are they in fact responsible for all the orb sightings we've been hearing about recently? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. The comment that caught the most...
And then I did a video about this today, but somebody else
Bro,
did too.
look at this shit. Look.
Welcome back, David. May I take your
It remembers you.
Yeah, John, if you could just read a 109-page report in your NPR monotone voice, that'd be great. Okay, thanks. Yeah, like, enough with this hype shit. Enough with this clickbait, cringy rage bait, bulgy, big bug-eyed looking. Guys, you gotta see this. You guys gotta see this. If we could just not do that, and you just read a boring ass 109-page document in monotone voice, yeah, that would be awesome.
Thanks. Can I get my usual? Your usual. The crispy deluxe meal.
What the fuck? Companies worldwide are ditching fast food workers. You're now going to be able to go to the drive-in, and instead of meeting someone, it's going to be an AI that remembers everything about you. Remember your meals, remember everything you've ever bought, even shit like birthdays, bro. It's starting at McDonald's next year.
Yeah, do you want McDonald's to know your birthday? McDonald's already knows your birthday if you have the app, because they give you like free thing on your birthday. I know that because I have the app, but I don't eat McDonald's anymore. Unless I'm really desperate, but then even though I feel bad about it, like yo, I probably just ate people. People, if you're listening to me, do not go back to McDonald's. It's time to end that business. We as a humankind need to go, hey, we'll be better off without McDonald's, I think. Let's stop that. All you got to do is not eat it. All anybody has to do is not eat it. Your life would be fine without it. You will be fine. I think some of y'all might not be fine though. I feel like some people are so addicted to it and they don't even know it that they would not be fine if it was gone.
What up, IG? It's your boy, Killshot. So, literally, Trump just summoned all the top generals and top brass of the military to leave the Middle East and leave wherever they're at.
Stop eating all protein together? Oh, stop eating all protein? If you're worried about common DNA links, not if you were to get anything like fresh farm, local butcher, farm to table beef.
To come to Virginia so he could talk to them and tell them that the war is in the American cities. He wants them training in the American cities, basically declared war on the American people. But what's on Netflix, this guy says? What's next? Oh, the next reel? You better be fucking preparing. I'm telling you what, now, food,
I don't know
water,
if this is true.
all that shit, you better be getting ready. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah.
Military, general, so are people gonna wake the fuck up or no? We're just gonna act like this is all normal. This is just another day in America. Donald Trump is no different than any other president. Is that what we're going to do? He literally just summoned generals, the top leaders of the military, generals, admirals, all the top guys, summoned them, told them to leave their posts and come to Virginia so that he could talk to them. He and his Secretary of War, a fucking drunken Fox News host. And in his little fucking speech to the generals, this demented old buffoon, Donald Trump, literally told the leaders of the military,
I don't know if this is true,
that he wants them to use American cities as training grounds for the military. And he told them that our war is in the American cities. He just
shouts out
told
to Bill O'Reilly,
military leadership, that he is at war with the American people. We're going to do anything about that? We're going to even talk about that, or no? We're just going to, hey, you see, what's on Netflix? Is that what we're going to do? Oh, let's scroll through some more fucking dance videos on TikTok. Is that what we're going to do? Yeah. You know what? That is probably what we're going to do. Until it's too late to do anything about it, right? So are people going to wake the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know about all that one. We'll have to look into it more. Yeah, he's angry for sure. I feel it's more of learning to grow through your mistakes, which leads you to a form of enlightenment, spirituality, maturity with your consciousness. But that's just my observation. Death is the wage of sin. I died 6 years ago, and it was crazy, right, to say the least. But when I came back to my body through the beam of light, I felt like weight got lifted off my spirit. Now I feel like I'm still in a form of rebirth in a sense. My starting point for learning how to live again is genuinely on the foundation of Christ. It's hard to explain without sounding crazy. Yeah, I can understand what you mean, and I can understand how you sound crazy. But thank you for sharing either way. God is real, though. He's loving but terrifying at the same time. I'm not a very religious person myself, but I do try to respect others who are, though I may ask some brass questions and may, I may question it. That's what I do, bro. I question things. Religion's a tough one, especially as a conspiracy theorist. You want me to blindly believe in something that there's no physical or spiritual proof of, personally, in my eyes. So, and all I know is people say, "Oh, I've seen demons," and "Oh, there's demons in my wall," So I don't know. Was that comment posted somewhere? It's my live chat from a different chat. Yes, there's comments on 2 platforms coming in. The other 2 are quiet, as I suspected. YouTube doesn't like it. Twitch doesn't like me. Yeah, so really, I think that's like all I really had saved for you guys today. Guys, I've gotten like a lot less like put together because, I mean, we've done this show for almost 50 episodes, but I've started doing conspiracy segments 3, 4, 5 times a week now. Just so that, because the importance of like when you find something hot, you need to cover it then and upload it right away, right? So yeah, I do a lot more segments now, but there's a lot less like that I bring to that prepared on a Wednesday, because I used to just save it up all week and then do it all in one night. But I realize it's wrong now, because by the time I do it a week after I found something, nobody cares about that one thing anymore. So, because that's how this shit really works. It's like 1 week it's ticks, the next week it's data centers. That like people's attention spans are so short. That's why they just keep like feeding another conspiracy one after another, right? Because it keeps people distracted and they don't have the long attention span. So you have to just, oh, new terrifying thing. Whoa, new terrifying thing. So even the conspiracies themselves may just be a conspiracy. Congratulations on the IG growth. Thank you, Mama. Thank you. Well, we're gonna try to go live over there at some point too. Just because, that has taken the lead as my most followed. We're pushing on 12,000 viewers or 12,000 followers on Instagram, you guys. And on our way to 11K on Facebook. So that's been crazy. That growth has been crazy. Explosive. But yeah, let's see what else we can find in terms of a real contrail. Yo, that turned into a whole pod so fast. There's definitely an easy difference between real contrails and chemtrails in the sky used for blocking out the sun and creating the hazy cloud of chemicals that rains down and falls onto us. And I don't know how people still don't see that.
Ozempic face. Let's talk. Do you ever wonder why all these celebrities that are on Ozempic are looking like lizard people? I mean, look at them. Look at the cheekbones. They're just completely sucked in. I'm going to tell you why, and it's crazier than you think. The Olsen twins never looked like
this one's so weird.
this. I mean, look
the
at
whole alien face.
Kelly Osbourne in the matter of like a year or two, how much she has changed, all because of Ozempic. All right, so this is going to be a deep dive into Ozempic.
Wait, what do you mean riots are coming up? Yo, did you guys ever get hit with the ad break? Did you guys get hit with the ad break? What was that like? Give me some feedback on what the ad was like. Because I don't even see it. I don't see it. Oh, Knicks game. Never saw an ad. Well, it went off. It happened. The ad did happen. For what it's worth. I don't know if it works like that. I think like even subs still get them right now. It's the test, so they're doing it to everybody. It would have took up the whole screen, I believe. It's weird you guys can't see it in mod view either. You may not even be in mod view.
Ozempic and Wegovy, the sister drug, and what it actually is and why you should never take it. And if you know anybody taking it, please send them this video and maybe save their life because this stuff is nasty. All right, so Ozempic and its sister drug Wegovy are both made by Novo Nordisk. They're a GLP-1 hormone, but that's just marketing. There's no GLP-1 anything in these drugs. In just the last 5 years, they have made $2.21 trillion off of Ozempic and Wegovy, and America buys 90% of it. So it's complete and total propaganda that there's any GLP-1 hormone in this drug. People think GLP-1, oh, okay, it must just have that hormone in it. No, it's zero. That's
Do I
literally
know anything about the Pleiadians? Yeah.
propaganda. There is only one substance in these drugs, and it is called Exendin-4, EXENDIN-4. It's lizard venom. Remember Revelation 18:23. In the last days, the world nations will be deceived by pharmakia. So the Exendin-4 protein is derived from this guy. The
think I've heard
Gila
that.
monster lizard venom.
What's up,
is found
Donnie
in the
Watson?
southeastern United States deserts. That guy's venom is what you are injecting into yourself every single week. And if you're not careful, you're going to end up looking lizard-faced like these people did. So this venom protein, Exendin-4, has actually been studied since 1956. They started isolating the venom protein to see what it would do to the human body. I guess they were just curious. So here's what they found. It paralyzes your vagal nerve, and it paralyzes your stomach sphincter, which empties your food into your intestines. So therefore, after breakfast, you're not hungry for hours because your nutrition is sitting in your stomach, not emptying
Bro, you still look like a lizard.
into your intestines to create fecal matter and
You
get all
said
the
fecal matter.
nutrients from your food to go into your bloodstream. Exendin-4 is a neurotoxic lizard venom that you are injecting into yourself once a week for the rest of your life. Please stop. So after injecting this venom, it touches what are called L cells, and that releases GLP-1 hormone
L cells?
inside our bodies. All right, that's it for part one. Come back for part two. Because trust me, there's a lot more that most people don't know, and they're injecting themselves with lizard venom. Stop doing that. This video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. All views. Ozempic face. Let's talk. Do you ever wonder?
Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp.
I was only going to post those 5 videos.
It's crazy. I see CNN.
What if I told you Michigan has paid more than $4 million in food assistance benefits to people with out-of-state addresses? According to records obtained by Michigan Capital Confidential, Michigan's SNAP program
she look like an alien, bro.
paid out more than $4 million to recipients with addresses outside of Michigan between 2024 and early of this year. That's more than 6,700 cases.
No way he hit the 6-7.
In 2024 and 2025 alone. Now, to be clear, this doesn't automatically mean fraud. Some cases may involve paperwork issues, people whose situations change, but SNAP benefits are generally intended for Michigan residents, and lawmakers are asking why so much money went to people living elsewhere. That's why the Michigan House recently passed a bill that would require the state to investigate bridge cards being used out of state for more than 90 consecutive days. If residency can't be verified, benefits, well, they could be suspended. Supporters say it's about accountability. Critics argue
it's so funny, all these fucking people who try to like talk like reporters and stuff, like just have like that classic reporter voice, like the girls who talk like this.
there are legitimate reasons for some out-of-state uses. But here's the bottom line. When taxpayer-funded programs are involved, people expect the money to go where it's supposed to go. What do you think about this? I'm here in Lansing. Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you're following.
Looks like one of my buddies, Jay.
Me right here. I'm giving you the stories you're not always seeing.
They told us it would keep us safe. They told us to liberally apply it.
All the
they
sunscreen
told us
on.
to
People that tried to be
slather
on
it
this.
all over our kids, our infants, our babies. And now they finally admit it's toxic. Surprise, surprise. Watch this.
Has people a little frightened to use it. There's a new study out that says after just one day, chemicals in sunscreens enter your bloodstream.
Before you grab that bottle of sunscreen, the first thing you need to do is check the ingredients on the back.
They are chemicals and they can potentially be dangerous.
Look at any bottle of sunscreen on the store shelf and it'll more than likely have one of these ingredients.
Avobenzone and oxybenzone are very commonly in your chemical sunscreens.
But a new study...
Yeah, I don't use the shit. Like, that's like the other thing is like the sun. You mean the thing that we're supposed to directly get onto us that we need? Like, and it's called sunblock. And now they block out the skies. now people don't wear sunblock, so they've like, we'll just block out the sun for you.
Finds
So
when
it
you
doesn't
apply
touch you.
sunscreen with those chemicals, along with 2 other ones known as
Get the fuck in the shade. But, I mean, you can be in the sun for a prolonged time and be fine. I've done it. I mean, yeah, you get burnt and sick, but I honestly think like you can build an immunity to it, you know?
Scamsol and octocrylene. They can absorb into your skin and
sun
into your
is a deadly
bloodstream.
laser.
Derma Health Skin and Laser recommends
We are all aliens.
using a sunscreen with the following ingredients.
They're titanium dioxide and zinc oxide.
She says sunscreen with those ingredients reflect the sun instead of absorbing into your body.
I remember hearing years ago, oh, there's stuff in sunscreen that will go into your brain. I remember someone telling me, like, you're crazy. What are you talking about? I'm a scientist. Turns out there are certain sunscreens that have molecules that can cross the blood-brain barrier. You can find them in neurons like 10 years after people have used this sunscreen topically.
I mean, what else in a t-shirt? What else do you wear in the sun?
So I've become not paranoid about this. I don't tend to use sunscreen.
I know many of us have known this.
Well, it used to be easier to stare at the sun, but now it's not.
Ann Arbor, here's a free...
Why is Michigan, of all places, the center of this conversation right now? Well, 2 words: Great Lakes. Data centers don't just need electricity, they need enormous amounts of water to keep all those servers cool.
Wait, is the local 4? Is that the news station I was on in Detroit? Is this the same news station?
We're talking millions of gallons per day, and Michigan sits on 21% of the world's surface freshwater.
21%.
The scale is really increasing. The data centers that are being cited now are of this hyperscale nature, needed and driven by the need to power generative AI. So that's really driving the growth in the hyperscale size data centers. And when I say hyperscale, there's no hard and fast definition of what that is, but it can be, at minimum in the literature that I've seen, larger than 10,000 square feet, more than 5,000 servers, and using somewhere between 1 and 5 million gallons per day.
Why is
that's so many gallons per day? Lauren Olivia, welcome in. Good to see you, Lauren.
Spotify paid out $11 billion in royalties last year. Really? I don't know anybody that's made any money on Spotify, including you. So let's look at how they come up with that. They're saying about half of it.
Welcome in, Lauren. Welcome to episode 48 of the Jonspiracy Theory. We are live across the internet tonight on multiple platforms.
Went to independent artists and labels. Okay, now, again, I don't know anyone that's made any money we're talking about on Spotify. And I have...
Rachel, welcome in. How are we doing?
Worldwide acts on our program. They all hate Spotify. So, I think that's bullshit. But let me show you how it works when you come to our network. These are quarterly payouts on all of his videos. You add that up, 2,916 plays or performances that he'll be paid on. He's the owner, writer, and publisher, which means he makes the maximum amount of money, so it's going to be about $1, give or take, per spin. You do the math.
$1
That's
per
1
spin.
quarter. That does not include the radio. And I just wanted to put it all in perspective. We all know that none of you are making any money on Spotify.
You mean 107, 106?
While everyone was preoccupied with the race war, the United States has launched self-defense strikes on Iran. Iran, it's on the other side of the world. And here's what's worse. Trump says that we'll be doing it again because they are playing us for suckers. Yeah, Iran, that's who's playing.
It's day 3 of reviewing a different independent...
Hundreds of people in the valley say they are hearing voices in their heads. And those voices are being transmitted by microwave or other methods.
Well, several viewers asked us to investigate what they call electronic harassment.
tinfoil hat people aren't looking so crazy anymore. This is now on the mainstream news. I'm really, really curious how many people have
I've heard about this a
actually
lot,
experienced
too.
this. Like, I'm talking like a thought put into your head that doesn't feel like it's from you.
And of course the Knicks won.
Saying something
because everybody wanted the Spurs to win, right? All the things you said, running through my head. I think because they want him in there. I think the reason is because he's compliant with the agenda. You're drunk as fuck right now? That's crazy. Well, from what I know, a vast majority of the people were hoping that the Spurs won. So, I mean, it sounds like the payday was made for sports betting, right? It sounds like the people who needed to get paid got paid, you know?
like, I just want to die, or unalive yourself. I can't do this anymore. You know, that kind of stuff, or like pushing you into psychosis.
Done and done.
The more and more I dig into this, the more and more clear it is becoming that there is technology that can do this. Implant thoughts.
I'm sure I'll see a conspiracy video for how it was rigged here in the next 10 hours.
Into your brain, like a weapon, to try and get you to yourself or go crazy to get rid of you. And it seems like that's probably what's happened to some of these scientists that have disappeared. And I know they don't want me talking about that because every single video I've posted about the missing scientists has been taken down. So that's the stuff I'd pay attention to right now.
Oh, we're good, Lauren. We're just, another night of Jonspiracies, and happy to be here with everybody and drinking some beers. And here's voice tell me to do something. Nah, fuck you. For real, Dottie Watson. A lot of it is you're learn a lot of shit that you can't believe is real, but is. Then they unalive because they go crazy. Or that's the narrative. They say they went crazy.
Mass surveillance will improve your behavior, says Larry Ellison. Look at this fucking broken nose retard. Last I checked,
Isn't this the wall of sound guy?
boys are not liking the flock cameras. Shout out these fellas. Peter Thiel.
Oh, yeah. Implanting the thoughts to do it. Yeah, right? I see what you're saying.
you, Peter Thiel. We have a message. Well, Peter Thiel isn't about to be able to see you because I just started mass printing these. Look at this. They perfectly fit over the lenses of flock cameras. Oh, that one failed, but look at that. We're mass printing fuck flock stickers and we're sending them to all of our fans. Comment hell yeah if you want some fuck flock stickers.
This is the same guy who does the giant wall of sound thing, right?
In America, we do not say Gesundheit after someone sneezes. We say, God bless, brother! Spread your hugs, brother! Yeah! Motor.
It's definitely him.
There you go.
Yeah, the wall of sound guy. Lauren with the one kick. Thank you. Those bumper stickers that tear up when you try. What do you mean they tear up when you try and remove them? Like they're like just like hard. They just like shred up, leave shit all over.
I work at an asphalt plant, and we have silos that are really tall. So let's go up and have a talk.
These places are always creepy at night to me. Like these big towers with the light on them.
The last video I posted was about data centers, and a lot of people engaged with that post, so I guess I'll strike while the iron's hot and talk about something else that people can relate to nationwide, and that's 5G towers. I had to shoot this video at night so that you could see the lights, but I live in Alexandria, Louisiana, and apparently there's 165 or 69
nice
cell towers.
Just completely surrounding you.
Anything that's blinking red or white, I guess, could be a cell tower.
Yeah, the new ones blink
But
white.
165. Alexandria is 27 square miles. One 5G
They're
tower
cooking you.
can run over 1 million phones, and there's only 48,000 people in Alexandria. So why do we need so many cell towers? It's just, why do we need so many? Now, I did a little bit of research where these frequencies that the cell towers put off, and yes, frequencies, I'm not using the wrong word. The higher the stronger the frequency, the more range it gets. So to keep these cell towers at a low frequency or a low power, they have to put so many. But look a little deeper. Think a little deeper. If it's at low power, that means there's a high power. And we all know that 5G has a reputation for being capable of hazardous directed energy weapon frequencies. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just sparking a conversation. This city is not very big, and there's way too many cell towers. That's just my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, bro, I think they're absolutely cooking you.
These are for predicting the future, and I'm going to show you every piece of engineering, spec, patent, and law to prove it. Let's talk about the cell towers. These aren't just cell towers. This is a node in the most sophisticated data collection and processing network ever built. Let me show you what's actually on here and why it matters. EE 802.15.6 is the official global technical standard established specifically for wireless body area network.
Google
it
yourself.
dictates that short-range, low-power wireless communication rules for devices operating in, on, or around the human body. The standard outlines 3 distinct physical layers to move data through a human node: narrowband, ultra-wideband, and the most telling is HBC, human body communication. It doesn't blast an RF wave through the air. It uses the human body itself, the electroconductivity of your tissue and skin, as the actual transmission medium or physical wire to route signals between nodes. They're reading every node to feed it back to the data.
Right, all your little devices that you wear on you all day, a full, complete biometric body scan. Crazy.
Data center. Now let me show you where everything these towers collect actually goes. Data centers are the brain of this network. The US is currently building them faster than any time in history. Microsoft, Amazon, Google, government contracts. They're not hiding them, they're everywhere. A single hyperscale data center can process and store more information than every library ever built combined. And they're being built in clusters, connected by fiber, fed by dedicated power infrastructure, positioned strategically across the country. CHIPS and Science Act, signed in 2022, allocated $52 billion specifically to accelerate this build-out.
Goat vs. Fish in the chat. Goat vs. Fish. Yo, what's up, Goat vs. Fish? Welcome to the Jonspiracy Theory episode 48. How are we doing today? Goat vs. Fish in the chat. Guys, make sure y'all go give Goat vs. Fish a follow.
This is not theory. This is funded, documented, and happening right now. Now you've seen the towers collecting the data.
48, number 48, looking great. Yeah, here we are all the way. 2 episodes away from the big 50, dude. the halfway point to what my goal was to do with this show, and that's hit 100 episodes. You know, that's not to say like, man, we've done Jonspiracy segments 4 to 5 times a week, you know, now for these last few weeks, but the actual show, the Wednesday show, I keep it separate, you know. Guys, if you don't know who Goat vs. Fish is, please go check him out on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. Goat vs. Fish. Just look that up. That'll take you to right where you need to be.
You've seen
and answer the one true question: are you goat or fish?
the data centers storing it. Now, let me explain what they actually do with it. Predictive modeling. The ability to take real-time data from millions of connected points and predict what's happening next. Not guess, predict. With enough data points, the math becomes that accurate. This is already being used in financial markets, traffic systems.
Yeah, just keep being everywhere, Goat vs. Fish. That's what it is, right? It's being everywhere.
Energy grid management and supply chain logistics. The infrastructure you are seeing built right now is designed to extend that capability to every sector simultaneously. ARPA has published openly on predictive modeling for population behavior analysis. The World Economic Forum has published on smart city infrastructure and predictive governance. These are not leaked documents. They publish them themselves. Part 4 connects it all to the tech race and why whoever finishes the grid first wins everything. These are for predicting the future. And I'm going to show you every piece of engineering.
This is crazy, bro.
On June 19th. We need to buy in now before it's too late. We will all be rich.
Agreed. We only have about 10 days left before this Simpsons prediction can make you millionaires overnight and turn 9-to-5 workers into millionaires. So make sure you save this video just in case it gets taken down.
You know, as far as I think we're that. Republican state representatives recently testified after introducing 2 bills that would create a UP Natural Resources Commission.
And here.
All right.
How much money do you make?
Feature-length documentaries on the site.
How much money do you make? What's your mom's salary? Do you have a trust fund?
A few weeks ago, I tried to use people's personal data to overcharge them for snacks.
Can I look through your social media?
Look through my social media?
This guy lifts, he drinks a lot of water.
It didn't go well.
You take unregulated peptides, but you won't eat a Biscoff? Everything's $4 for you. For you, $2. For me, $2?
This is the future massive corporations are building.
Surveillance pricing.
Surveillance pricing.
Surveillance pricing.
They're investing millions of dollars to study you and your buying behavior.
What kind of phone do you have?
11.
I'm ready to give you a great price.
To know what groceries you can't live without and how much exactly
Wait, what? How the hell did that happen? How did I get muted? I have no idea how that would even have happened. Okay. Okay, listen up. I'm going to run an ad right now, you guys, to just get it out the way. I want you to tell me if you guys see it. No, it's not Hassan. Coming soon, surveillance subscriptions. Yeah, so I've heard about this, these surveillance pricing where like based off of how bad you want something or how much money you make and all your details, they will decide what is the cost for you to have that thing, you know? Which sounds like it could be a good thing at first, but it's not. It's not. Are you guys? Tell me if you guys see this ad. I'm gonna force run it now. I have the option to run this ad. Tell me if you guys see it. Everyone, specifically the person, what's going on. All right. Just tell me if it runs. Gonna test it. Only buys weed. Oh, it should be going. So you guys that didn't see it. Big K. You didn't see it. Weird. It is an asymmetrical versus in which we have no negotiating power. No, you never knew it, but Gopher's Fish is into the conspiraverses. Maybe Gopher's Fish is into conspiraverses. Black screen with large glitch K for a moment. Okay, so they're testing ads, but it seems like they're maybe not working really over here. So you definitely would have thought. You did see the K. It's probably K for kick. You think it's stuck? Is it in my... You guys can see my screen now again, yeah? It's not like just stuck on a black K for you guys or something? All right, well, we'll see again in the next hour how that goes. Oh, that GVF is into conspiracies? I mean, GVF himself is a conspiracy. It activated, obviously, but it didn't, like, run any ad. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, that's on Kick, you know. All right. So let's hear what the More Perfect Union has
chill out
to say.
for them.
Based on your personal data, I could part with any of these items for 50 cents.
When you tell people you're doing this, they think pricing on personalized data is creepy. The
conspiracies about conspiracies and theories about theories.
Questions are invasive.
I feel like my privacy is being invaded, yeah.
The pricing is unfair.
I can probably get those cheaper somewhere else.
I don't agree with that. I think it's evil and predatory.
These reactions are a taste of the disgust mounting across the country with actual results. Maryland just announced a first ever ban on surveillance pricing, and state after state could follow suit.
Same cart, same store, same price.
Here's the problem.
We all just got to keep like paying attention to this stuff, saying no, not going along with it, not going along with the agenda. That's still like the way. How do you think we got Kevin O'Leary to cut his giant data center in half? If you keep pushing him, he'll just have to cancel his whole giant data center.
Of Maryland. And what he's saying isn't exactly true. The bill he put his signature on was actually a major victory for giant corporations. And if lobbyists get their way, it could become a nationwide playbook, a way to make sure retailers have a right to price gouge you with your personal data in spite of widespread anger. So what went wrong? We investigated. We found over $10,000 of free dinners, meddling from trade groups backed by Uber, Instacart, and DoorDash, and language added to the Maryland bill seemingly written on behalf of lobbyists. And if Maryland...
X-Men, brother, didn't we? I thought we already bought it. Don't we have the full... So the full game is out?
Maryland is a cautionary tale.
We're gonna have to do it.
I wanted to start with how industry is trying to spin this widely hated practice because it's a key part of the Maryland story. I found one industry group hard at work.
I'm with Chamber of Progress. We are wholly independent.
That was really funny when we did it. We're gonna have to do it again.
From the Chamber of Commerce. I'm here testifying today in respectful opposition to HB 2458.
The Chamber of Progress, that's a tech lobbying group, and they've been fighting surveillance pricing bills from Maryland to Hawaii. And if the name Chamber of Progress seems, well, progressive, here's who funds them. To understand their spin, I got help from a former industry insider.
So if I want to successfully surveillance price people, I shouldn't tell them that I'm doing it.
I think, yeah, I certainly wouldn't.
Give us your data and we'll give you snacks. This is my colleague Eric Gardner. His reporting helped launch a Federal Trade Commission investigation into Instacart's use of an AI pricing tool. But before his career as a journalist, he was a grocery pricing consultant.
They hate the term surveillance pricing.
Doing crafts tonight, learning how to embroider. That's
6312
cool.
sweeping definition.
Judge, you're definitely gonna have to play this game with us.
Would label these everyday savings as surveillance and make them unavailable. If a grocery store alerts you that a pasta sauce is on sale based upon your prior purchases, that could be deemed surveillance-based pricing.
They like data-driven pricing. Essentially what they argue is that this is just the natural extension of discounts and coupons, which people have grown accustomed to.
Discounts, coupons, and especially loyalty programs. Here's an industry.
Sodas charging different prices based on outside temperature. The Goat and Fish loudly rebuked it, but they have not stopped and will not stop trying to price you out. Forever vigilance is needed. Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. By temperature, like trying to be like, all right, well, it's hotter out, so you'll pay more. But it's like these people like during like festivals and stuff who buy like water really cheap and then sell it on the side of the road where people are all bunched up and super hot, like out on the beach and stuff. And sell the water like upmarket for like dollars more, just because you know people are thirsty and they're gonna pay more for water. That's literally what is being done to us on a giant scale right now, and will affect us in the next 4 years, is what we're trying to say. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Strategist noting that most people get upset when their friends get better prices than them.
There's a solution for this. Make it part of a program. Because if I get a different price than my friend and they go, well, why did you get that? They go, well, I'm a member of this loyalty program. They go, oh, now I understand. It makes sense.
But loyalty programs, discounts, these keep our bills down, leave us with more money in our pocket, right?
No company is spending tens of millions of dollars to set up an infrastructure to save.
Oh, beer prices are crazy. When I went to see Coheed last June, I paid $42 for 2 beers. For 2 beers, I paid $42.
Your money. I have had probably hundreds, if not thousands, of meetings with executives talking about promotions. Almost all of them were about how to make them more profitable. I have never had a conversation about how to make them better and deliver more value for the consumer.
The Chamber of Progress isn't the only industry group fighting these bills, but their rhetoric is instructive. They warn of a discount apocalypse wrought by these bills.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like $22 a beer. And I asked for 2 beers. So I asked this girl for 2 beers. She cracks them both, hands them to me, and goes, that'll be like $45 or whatever she said. And I just looked at her disgusted and was like, you could have said that before you opened the beers. And then I just didn't care. And I was trying to end the concert, so I just threw her 50. And I had just gotten like, I had been like Uber. I got hacked, my Uber hacked, and I lost like almost $2,000. And then I had finally just won and got it back, like standing in the merch line there. So I was like, whatever. Here's $50. I don't care about it, you know?
That's completely incoherent and makes absolutely no sense. You can still offer promotions.
You just have to give them out fairly, transparently, and without creepy data collection. That's what's modeled in a pair of New York bills. Want to give us?
Yeah, chess dude guy. I see that all the time where I will see something that's marked a higher price, and then I buy it anyways. And it's actually lower price, you know, like that happens to me a lot where it's marked up higher, but when I actually go and scan it, it's not as expensive as it's marked. Like, it's almost a weird thing. Like, why are they trying to get you to not buy it, you know? Yeah, Walmart just settled some lawsuit about their deceptive pricing and nobody heard anything about it. And they got away for cheap. Damn.
Senior discount, fine, but you can't spy on people to figure out how old they are, and you have to make it obvious to all who is or isn't eligible for the discount. Rather, these bills ban promotions like this.
So I recently found this patent. It's from DoorDash. It's called Detecting User Agitation Application Interaction. This patent, hypothetically, is calculating a score for you.
On Dead End Beach, we used the saying they're charging $10 per PBR. Now we change the lyrics to $17. Yeah, you have to modify the lyrics with the times, right? Yeah, $10 isn't even like, man, $10 isn't even like, you're like, oh, that's not bad if you hear $10 now, you know?
basically trying to figure out how agitated you are. Kind of the example they give is
Which
if
is
someone
insane.
seems pretty frantic, maybe they're going to get some fast food offers rather than a sit-down restaurant. And I think it goes to this larger conversation is like, do we want effectively prices based off of these type of behavioral decisions and data collected by companies?
All the talk of losing discounts helped sway Maryland legislators who made the bill functionally useless with a series of loopholes.
Industry has been pretty effective in certain states in getting those carve-outs to be very broad and to potentially undo the ban entirely.
That's Nina DeSalvo, an advocate for surveillance pricing bans with Towards Justice. She's critical of the many exemptions that were added to the Maryland law after lobbying.
They have carve-outs for anything to which a consumer consents. You can imagine the number of times you just click yes in order to move on with your day, right?
It also allows segmentation that, to loosely paraphrasing his argument, allows a grocer to charge a special price for men who use Android, have Googled jalapeno popper over 40 times, shop on Fridays, and seem to be willing to pay more for them. But no, that's not a special price for me. That's a segment composed of me and a bunch of weird popper aficionados. In an email, a spokesperson for Governor Moore's office argued the bill is an important first step, not the final word, and that the governor does not believe in letting the perfect be the enemy of the good. Nevertheless, stronger bills in places like New York don't have Maryland's problems. To understand the danger surveillance pricing bills face, we wanted to investigate how those lobbyists gutted the Maryland bill so effectively. We looked at public disclosure documents for some clues. Members of the state Senate committees debating the bill were gifted over $10,000 in dinners by the Maryland Retail Alliance at restaurants serving up salmon Wellington and a $150 Wagyu tomahawk ribeye. I mean, I don't know if that's what they
I worked at a place like that.
ordered, but if a lobbyist was paying, he'd be stupid not to. The disclosures don't actually show what was discussed, but the first dinner was just
selling you a shit sandwich.
one day after the legislature began considering the surveillance pricing bill. The Maryland Retail Alliance initially opposed it until those carve-outs were added to make the bill impotent. On their board of directors, executives from Target and Amazon. And the bill's passage got high praise from the head of the Chamber of Progress, a former Google exec.
What we've seen in terms of pushback on a lot of these bills is attempts to get exemptions from the protection that really swallow the rule.
Now, this blunder could go national, a way for lawmakers to say they've banned the practice, but in reality, not. The Chamber of Progress is fighting the pair of New York bills. They've also opposed bills in places like
Data centers suck the waters from the ground. Nestle draws water from miles around. Private waters is sold to you at surveillance pricing. Why wouldn't a fish pay for a needed hydration? Yeah, exactly. Gopher's fish. You will have to pay for a hydration.
New Jersey, Illinois, and a Colorado bill Nina and Towards Justice pushed for. We reached out to the Chamber of Progress for comment. You can read their full response on screen. So how do we stop from doing a Maryland whoopsie?
I think strong surveillance pricing legislation really starts with a broad ban on the behavior.
No carve-outs, like in Maryland for subscription services, or if you clicked yes on some terms of service.
I think one very important piece that the Maryland legislation also misses is understanding that individualized pricing must encompass segmentation.
By contrast, look at New York's one fair price package of bills. One bill is a broad ban for the state, outlawing any person from charging different prices to different consumers based on surveillance data. The second bill specifically targets grocers and pharmacies and puts forward a crystal clear definition of personal data that cannot be used in price setting. Any data that could be linked directly or indirectly to you or your devices. Both bills are clear. You can still have loyalty programs and discounts for broad groups like seniors and teachers. You just have to be honest and transparent about how to get those discounts. And people's reward points can't change in value based on what the company knows about you. A business lobbying group plans to spend $1 million to crush it. Our research found financial ties to Amazon, McDonald's, Airbnb, and Madison Square Garden Entertainment. In Colorado, a blanket ban is also paired with a ban on surveillance wages. Right now, those algorithms are being used to squeeze gig workers, but Nina worries the trend is coming for even more kinds of jobs. The bill was vetoed by Governor Jared Polis. The Chamber of Progress urged him to do just that. even your local government can do something. New York City just proposed its own bans. It would be the first American city to do so.
We have a real affordability crisis here in America, and there's evidence to suggest that surveillance pricing, or kind of algorithmic pricing, is leading to price increases.
The grocery-specific ban in New York didn't go up for a vote in time. However, the broad ban in New York only needs Governor Hochul's signature to become law, but before that, the governor can offer her own amendments to send back to the legislator. Those amendments could make the bill weaker or stronger. For instance, advocates are asking her to add language to ensure private citizens can sue companies who break the law. Or she could add a series of carve-outs that, like Maryland, make the bill toothless. Will she bow to industry pressure, or will she sign a bill that could become a model for the rest of the country? If you work in the grocery business, I'd love to talk.
Surveillance pricing. Subliminal loops have supposedly been used for years in U.S. stores. All right, guys. I said today would be a shorter one, so we're probably gonna do like another hour of digging and finding some stuff if we can. And sorry, I didn't mean to do that yet. We're gonna do another hour of digging around and finding some stuff and hanging out, you guys. I'm gonna grab a beer real quick. I'm gonna get a drink. We'll be right back, and we'll do probably another hour of stream. We are gonna do Discord hangout tonight, you guys, because I promised you that. So let's crush this next hour out, you guys. Jonspiracy Theory, episode 48. And we'll be right back.
Have you ever seen or felt something you can't quite describe? Something you were not supposed to know about. Unknown creatures that stalk the night. World-ruling secret societies. Mind control. Time travel. AI. Or perhaps forces beyond our understanding.
If there is a God, God is either not all-powerful or not all good.
Join us as we delve into these mystery-shrouded parts of our world and try to uncover the truth. Tonight, we stare into the void and maybe catch a glimpse of what is staring back.
All right, we're back. They allow shoplifting here up to 5K. I hate going to the store these days. I don't have the tolerance for it. What, for shoplifters? Is it like that big of a problem?
Today, we're here to introduce Trump Mobile.
It was an ambitious promise.
We're going to be manufacturing the phones.
A phone at $499 made entirely right here in the U.S.
Oops.
We wanted to see if that claim was legit. Thank you for your order, Brian Chung. Placing an order ourselves and waiting for months. here we are in May of 2026, and there appears to be no sign of it until last month when Trump Mobile sent us a device they said was going out to some members of the media. There's a Truth Social preloaded onto the phone. Aside from that gold yellowish back, the phone appeared to resemble the U24 Pro, an Android phone made by Taiwanese company HTC.
It looks very similar. It has a very distinct shape.
Yeah, that does look really similar. To confirm that, we headed to iFixit's offices in San Luis Obispo, California.
Nobody ever got these phones, I
help us
thought.
run some tests, including through a modified CT scanner.
Let's unlatch it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so there it is. Which gave us an inside look at the T1 phone's guts, which looked eerily similar to a scan that iFixit ran for the HTC phone.
Without cheesing, tell me which one's which.
Wow, they look so similar. The left image, the HTC. The T1 on the right. The battery, cameras, boards, mostly in the exact same place, with the exception of the flash. But Mokhtari and I wanted to take an even closer look, with the help of an industrial-grade microscope to see the pixels in the T1 screen.
This is a pentile layout.
That's kind of cool.
In Samsung's patented diamond layouts in particular. Definitely not made in the United States as far as I know.
The same design seen in the HTC that iFixit ran under the same microscope. One more check to do, cracking it open. We're really going to test to see if this is truly just an HTC U24 Pro reskin for Trump Mobile. First off, I should remark that I literally see the word the Philippines. Breaking it down piece by piece, confirming that the parts are nearly identical to the HTC U24 Pro. The three cameras, as you point out, are in the exact same place.
They're in the exact same spots.
The boards are the same.
Boards are going to be exactly the same, yeah.
iFixit confirming that its
Made in the
parts are
Philippines?
very much not American, as Trump Mobile originally promised. Does it look like this is a made
They're
in the USA
not
phone?
American.
It's unlikely. Ultimately, you won't know unless you go to the factories, but this is a Chinese phone. Everything we've seen suggests that the T1 was manufactured in
Not to engage in a job interview.
the same factory.
The phone, initially marketed as made in the USA, now advertised as assembled in the USA. Following our tests, HTC did not respond to our request for comment. Trump Mobile did not respond to questions about the similarities or about what part of the T1's assembly is done here in the US. But our scans and teardown confirming these phones are the same, as punctuated by one final test. We're putting the HTC components in here. Yes, making a Frankenstein phone to prove that the phones are made of the same pieces. Holding the button, and now it says HTC. This is so funny. A photo on the T1 phone with the HTC U24 Pro board in there.
That's right. Now it tells you that these boards are exactly the same, that they're fully compatible with all the components, which means they came out of the same factory by the same designer.
No difference.
No difference.
Wow.
Brian Chung literally cracking the case and then taking a selfie to prove it. I mean, was that a surprise or just feeling those two phones? Did you know what you were going to find?
Yeah, well, again, when we first received the phone, we were only among a handful of outlets that actually did get them. We were kind of on the cusp of figuring out what this was. We figured it was the HTC U24 Pro based off of the dimensions, the specs, the size. iFixit helped us identify that, but it wasn't until we actually went there and tore it open where we could see what was inside that we were able to definitively determine that. And I should point out that we only got this phone because we are the media. We did have an order put in on behalf of NBC News that has still yet to be fulfilled, implying that the customers that in earnest ordered
wouldn't even, if the components weren't the same,
I should point out,
wouldn't
we
work.
did put the phone back together. I do have the T1 phone in my hand right here. It is fully functional, so it's not like you
Trump
can't, after you tear it
Mobile.
down, put it back together. The very smart folks over at iFixit were able to do that. So,
Are you making calls on it?
I could call you right
Can
now.
I text you?
Yeah, what's your number, Gotti? Let me shoot you a text from my T1.
Here, hold on. Hey, I'm gonna sneak text you here. I'm not gonna put my number out. Actually, why don't you put your Trump number out there?
Yeah,
and then I'll call you.
I'll
and we'll see
consider
if
it. We'll get a
works.
full screen up there of the number.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the big question that I have is how many of these are they actually gonna?
He almost gave his number out.
To sell? Do we know what sales
What service does it use?
Yeah,
I think it's its own service.
Mobile did not respond to our questions about how
But
many
yeah, it would
orders
have to like go through like the AT&T or like Verizon towers and shit, right?
were placed. But I should point out, interestingly, a YouTuber pointed out that there was a serious security vulnerability on the website, which I was able to confirm through a source. That was actually a serious situation where about tens of thousands of account numbers were leaked. Again, I can't say if that's the exact number of how many orders there were, and it does.
I missed when there was like all the different ones, and you got Boost Mobile and Cellular One, and all the different ones were all viable options.
seem like, according to the source,
And then we monopolized Verizon and AT&T.
I spoke with, that security issue has been patched, but that just adds salt to the wound of people that were trying to order one of these, that they may have potentially had their data compromised as well.
That's a whole different story that we should check back with you on. Brian Chung, I mean, incredible reporting all around. The big board, now this story, that epic picture. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, the photo quality is pretty good, no matter where it's from.
The photo quality is
Brian
ass.
Chung, thank you so very much.
We thank you for
These AI models are trained on publicly available data, all the data on the internet. So if you look at ChatGPT or Anthropic, Grok, Llama, what have you, they're all trained on all of the
Trump is hardly mobile. Sounds suspicious. Yeah, he's not very mobile, is he?
data on the internet. In other words, publicly available data. But for
some people speculate that he had a stroke.
These models, to reach their
like a week
value, you need to not train them not just on publicly available data, but you need to make privately owned data available to those models as well. And that's where Oracle plays a particularly important role, because most of the world's high-value data is already in an Oracle database. We just had to change that database so that Oracle database
Oh, I
can
saw a video. I don't know why I didn't save it, of Bill Gates, of some guy like saying all kinds of crazy stuff at him when he came out.
The data that's already in the Oracle database and make it available to AI models for reasoning. So the AI model can reason on not just public data, but on private data.
That is Larry Ellison, founder of Oracle and one of the richest men alive. And he just said the quiet part out loud. The artificial intelligence machines have eaten the entire public internet, all available public data, and he just told a room full of applause what they are coming for next. Your private data. Listen to this.
An AI model, right now what's called a multimodal AI model, is made up of several neural networks. Like your brain has several parts. It's kind of a perfect analogy. To do vision, you use one part of your brain. To do language, you use a different part of your brain. When you're building an AI model,
their strokes.
you use a different neural network for vision. You know, seeing something, seeing its edges, seeing its shape, seeing
Bro
its
does
color,
not
seeing
look
it
like
move.
Tony
And then a
Hinchcliffe.
third
Maybe
neural
a little
network to
bit.
classify it.
Maybe
and
Tony's his
organize
son.
it and reason with that data. So very much like our brains, a modern AI model is a multimodal model, but the much larger opportunity, the one that will truly change the world, isn't the creation of the models themselves, the training of the model.
Bro's eyes don't even look real.
What will change the world is when we start using these remarkable electronic brains, and that's what they are. These are remarkable electronic brains to solve humanity's most difficult and enduring problems. Well, what's going on right now is a series of companies are spending vast fortunes training these AI models on publicly available data on the internet, enormous amounts of data. And this is AI training. It's very apparent after a few years of it. It's the largest, fastest growing business in human history. Bigger than the railroads, bigger than the Industrial Revolution. And it is a whole new world that is dawning. The smartest people I know are investing fortunes. To be specific, they're investing their fortunes in building and training these AI models. That's how important they are.
Why would they be doing that?
That's how extraordinary they are. And by the way,
Elon, looks like Walt Disney.
Sam, in alphabetical order, all really smart guys, extraordinary people. There'll be people spending money on AI because almost every tech company these days call themselves an AI company, but they're not. A lot of them are not. But AI, in terms of its value, this is the highest value.
Davey's throwing shade at all the people calling themselves AI.
Technology we have ever seen, by far. Well, how would a robot learn how to clean your house or scramble eggs or play the guitar? Well, it would just watch an internet video. It's connected to the internet. It can learn to play piano just like we would watching an internet video, except it would do it a little faster because it can play the internet video at very, very high speed and learn to play that piece by Chopin in about 5 seconds. AI robots will be much better surgeons than the best doctors. There's this very famous surgery started by Dr. Mose, who actually would take cancer lesions off patients' faces. And he was so famous for it because he did the least damage. He took the least amount of tissue off your skin. So cosmetically, he had fantastic results. You take a couple of layers of skin off and then take the skin over to a microscope and look at it. Cut a little bit of tissue, look at it on a microscope. AI robots don't play fair. Their vision, the vision on the robot, it is microscopic. They can see. They don't need a microscope to see individual cells. They don't need a microscope to see where the cancer ends and the healthy tissue begins. And their coordination, they're better surgeons than we are.
This guy fucking is in love with AI.
Not because they're smarter than we are, but because they have better hand-eye coordination. Their eyes are way better than ours, and the precision of their hands is way better than ours. But there's a big gotcha on these models, and that is the models do not get trained on your private data because for some reason people want to keep their private data private, and that's not going to change. But people also want these models to reason.
Did he say for some reason?
On their private data. Have your cake, eat it too. I want to keep my data private. I don't want to share it with anybody.
For some reason, people want to keep their data private, so they don't want to share it with me.
Else. However, I'd like to use this enormously powerful tool to reason on my private data. And that's what Oracle has been applying itself to in terms of solving that particular problem.
So there is Larry Ellison telling you that the largest business in human history, artificial intelligence, has hit a wall. They have trained these models on everything that was ever public, and the well has run dry. The only frontier left is the data you locked away, your private data. Now listen to how they will get it.
They reason like we reason. They do deductions, they do inferencing, they do calculations, they have strategy, they have rules. All the techniques, the reasoning techniques that we use, they simulate and use, but they think a lot faster than we do and solve problems a lot faster than we do. Or
but he says they
solve really complicated problems.
He talks about it like it's like a god or something, or like an entity. You know what I'm saying?
That we can't solve at all. These models can answer your questions. They can generate computer code. A lot of the code that Oracle is writing, Oracle isn't writing. Our AI models are writing. We just tell the model what we want the program to do, and then the AI comes up with a step-by-step process to actually do it. We don't write the procedure. We declare our intent, but the model writes the step-by-step procedure. That thing we commonly think of as a computer program. We'll attach that model, the model of your choice, to not only the public data. The model's already connected to the public data. That's done. But we give you the ability to add your private data to the model's library of information and knowledge. So the model can reason across not just public data, but also private data while keeping your private data private, not sharing it with anybody else. That's very, very important. And it's not easy to do it in a highly secure way. The new Oracle database is called an AI database.
If these things can think faster and are smarter than humans, and they tell you, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll listen to you, and we won't take the people's data. Do you not think it's smarter than the guy who made it? Do you not think that like it's not gonna lie to you too?
Just because AI is fashionable. The new Oracle database is called an AI database because it has this RAG capability. It has the ability to take any of the data in the Oracle database and make it accessible to the AI model. by vectorizing it. So since a lot of your data is in an Oracle database already, you simply have the Oracle database, put that data in a format the model will understand, and that's called a vector format. And the Oracle database will vectorize any data that you want to make available to the model. Let's say you have a lot of data in OCI Object Store, or Amazon Object Store for that matter, and you'd like to make that data available to the model, to the Oracle AI Data Platform. No problem. The Oracle database can go into OCI Object Store and vectorize and create what's called a vector index to data in OCI Object Store. It can go into Amazon Cloud Storage and vectorize portions of that belong to you and make that accessible for reasoning by the multimodal model. So you're not restricted to data that's just in the database. The Oracle database can vectorize anything that's in an Oracle database, a different cloud, and make that data easily accessible to the AI model for reasoning. Vibe coding, right? Sounds very Gen Z, which is just say what you want the program to do, generate the prototype, and try it out. Don't think about it too hard. Just get a feeling for it. Feel the vibe, I guess. You can use English. You can generate computer programs directly from English.
So there is the mechanism described as casually as plumbing. Wherever your data lives, even inside a competitor's cloud, they convert it into a format the machine can swallow. The wall around your private life was never a wall.
Their whole thing is like, how can we willingly get them to hand it over? Like, what like do they gotta have, and they'll just willingly give it over without the phones are the number one thing. We consent to giving our data away all the time.
It was a format problem and they solved it. Now listen to whose data they reach for first.
Let's look into this Bill Gates hearing.
Oracle did in terms of taking private data and making it accessible to AI models is we took all of our customer data and we vectorized it and used RAG to make it available to the model.
Yes,
so we
it is
started with customer
unfortunate.
data because we think there's nothing more important to us than our customers. Now, some people who are cynical, you would say there's nothing more valuable to us than our customers, but they go hand in hand. And then we ask the question, what Oracle customers are likely to buy another Oracle product in the next 6 months? Now, why should that be important to us? And specifically, what product each and every customer that's going to buy something in the next 6 months, do you mind telling me what product they're going to buy? Maybe would you answer that question? They're most likely to buy. And then we said, okay, let's send a mail to all of our prospective buyers with the 3 best customer references, encouraging them to buy. Now, that request required the generation of a computer program called an AI agent that had to figure out, okay, you were going to buy this product, you're a bank in Switzerland. So we think the best references would be the banks in Switzerland that have already bought that product for you. Those would be the best references for you. So all of the references would be customized based on what we know about you as a customer and the exact situation you're in, the business you're in, the products you have, the other banks you have good relationships with. It's extremely interesting that it can solve a problem like this so quickly and tell us what the sales force should be concentrating on at Oracle over the next 6 months.
So the first thing they did was turn the machine on the people who trusted them. Every customer record fed to the model, asked to predict what each person buys and when, then an agent built to act on it without a human in the loop. If that is what they did with their own customers first, ask what the rest of your data becomes inside the machine. Now listen to the scale they are building to run it.
It's called artificial intelligence, but as opposed to artificial perception. But it does perceive, it hears, it smells. Think about smelling. The idea that you can pick up chemicals that are just drifting around in the atmosphere and figure out what those chemicals are. Dogs can smell cancer in patients. We should be able to do that with AI.
He looks like he's wearing a mask too.
Sensors that can smell cancer or other illnesses. AI perceives. It's got the part of the brain that hears and sees. In addition to reasoning, it can read street signs. It can read a page on a book. They take a look at you and recognize.
Everyone with the 100 kicks, let's go. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, the SpaceX in 2 days is a big thing, huh? And that's when fucking Disclosure Day drops too. Things are getting weird.
Version 3 of ChatGPT was the one that
everyone, thank you for the 100 kicks, bro. Cheers, man. Thank you. We'll do a little blinker for that. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Used
I'll try to find the video I saw today of Bill Gates here.
That comprehensive language and reasoning. That requires enormous amounts of compute, thus the requirement for fortunes to train these models. These networks, the transformer network is much bigger and much more complex than some of the other networks. As you think reasoning would be more complex than vision. The brain has a lot, it's amazing. 20-watt human brain, 20 watts. Anyone screwed into 20-watt light bulb, that's not a lot of light. But it's enough to run 86 billion neurons and give you vision and balance and reasoning and language and creativity and the ability to
cheers, brother. Thank you.
Inferencing. You can do all of that with this incredible, what Elon calls a 20-watt meat computer. But we're not building a 20-watt meat computer. We're building a 1.2 billion watt AI brain. Eventually, it's going to have 500,000 NVIDIA GPUs in it. A 1.2 billion watts, what does that really mean? That's enough to power 1 million 4-bedroom homes in the United States. 1 million. That's a pretty good sized city. We trained the very first version of Grok for Elon. We're training a number of other of these multimodal AI models. Almost all of these AI models are in the Oracle Cloud. We're certainly involved in training more multimodal AI models than any other company. And it's very exciting. The size of these projects that we're running, it's not just building the network of GPUs, the computer room, and the networks.
We better hope it doesn't kick our
Now
ass.
we have to build the power transmission plants. There's a natural gas pipeline that goes to the gas turbines, that fires up the gas turbines and then generate electricity. That electricity then has to be moved to the data center. So it's power generation, gas pipeline, power transmission, data centers, networks, identity theft. We said earlier, early
that
slides,
was
AI.
Did that sound like it? Wait, it didn't make any sense to anybody? Listen, he says,
that we're running. It's not just building the network of GPUs, the computer room, and the networks and the cooling. Now we have to build the power transmission plants. There's a natural gas pipeline that goes to the gas turbines, that fires up the gas turbines and then generate electricity. That electricity then has to be moved to the data center. So it's power generation, gas pipeline, power transmission, data centers, networks, identity theft. We said earlier,
what? Identity theft?
Slides. AI knows who you are. That we recognize your face, your voice, your fingerprint. When you log in, you sit down at the computer and say, "Hi, Safra. What do you want to do today?" There's no passwords are insane. Passwords get stolen. People write them down. The fact that your password has to be 17 characters long with at least 2 underscores next to each other. You out of your mind? The only way I'll ever remember this is I write it down and put it on a sticky note right next to my computer. So no password.
No, I have all my passwords in my brain and never written them down.
No passwords. It's all biometric. Better for everybody. Better data privacy.
I don't write my
The
passwords
drones can
down.
do is they can detect forest fires immediately with infrared cameras. They can even figure out who set the forest fires. We should
I've got basically photographic memory, so
chasing other cars around. Those high-speed chases, while they look kind of cool, they are very dangerous for not just the police, but for civilians and cars nearby. But we can have drones follow those cars. It's way better.
So that is the plan from one of the richest men on the planet.
this is Bill Gates. What about the guy who was yelling at him?
I'm glad to be here voluntarily to testify to help with the committee's work. I'll start with an opening statement in the hearing room. I'm glad to be here voluntarily to testify to help with the committee's work. I'll start with an opening statement in the hearing room. I hope my testimony is helpful to the important work of the committee to find justice for the victims. Thank you.
Did Epstein ever introduce you to Epstein? Do you regret your friendship with Jeffrey Epstein?
Shit-eating grin the whole time, you guys. Insane. Here it is.
Follow Jesus, Bill. Stop being a baby flesh eater. Stop consuming adrenochrome. Follow King Jesus. You can't escape his gaze,
The direct eye contact with them, too.
Bill Gates. God sees all your evil, Bill Gates. Every day he sees it. You reap what you sow, Bill. You can't escape the eyes of King Jesus. He's watching you. You Satanist, you transgender, Bill Gates. God knows you're a woman, Bill. There's nowhere to hide, Bill. Jesus is watching you. Sir, step out of the path. You got nowhere to hide, Bill. You transgender.
It's either the man's not all there, I think, guys, or he's given like a smirk that's like, "Yep, I know, and I don't care." Or he's just like not there, maybe. Since yeah, what, like that was crazy. Yeah, so this was the only So yeah, the Spirit led me to rebuke Satanist Bill Gates today in Washington D.C. That's crazy. This guy's probably like a paid actor, bro. Like, how would they let him get that close? The Spirit led me to rebuke Satanist Bill Gates today in Washington D.C. on Capitol Hill. This is crazy. This is the same guy who got the Artemis crew.
Stop lying. Stop acting. We all never went to space. Follow Jesus. God's watching you all. Stop lying to the public. Your PSYOP isn't working on millions of us. NASA's a joke. Repent before God, y'all. I see through your lies. I know you never went to space.
Thank you, sir.
God's watching you all.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, for your U.S. Republic. Make it stronger than it ever has been before. Thank you for making me an American. You are good. You are good.
You are good. This is kind of like, this is how you gotta be. Who's that one other old ass guy who's like never there? I thought he did him too. How's he get up close to all these motherfuckers?
Joseph Philip Daniels doing great work. Where can they find you, bro?
Jesus.
A message to Alex Jones. My shit's getting kind of schizo, dude. I'm not gonna lie. So he testified on the Epstein files today. And people are not covering this or talking about it. And it's behind closed doors.
The lawsuit with Bill Gates is getting even crazier. According to reports, what actually went down in the courtroom is wild. So it first began with so many people showing up, plaintiffs showing up.
That dude's retarded. You talking about first thing served by Facebook? Nice. That's good to know. I think I mean, I've noticed a lot more people have came over here tonight to kick. Just by being live in other places.
They had to open up another room because they couldn't fit them all in the courtroom. And the defendant, Bill Gates' team, started their whole speech with saying that vaccines are safe and effective. And the entire courtroom bursted out laughing. It gets even crazier. So obviously, as they're presenting all this evidence of different deaths, of, people being barren, of heart attacks, of, turbo cancers appearing as a direct result of the COVID vaccine, they went on to show evidence where Bill Gates colluded with Jeffrey Epstein to create this vaccine, fully knowing what it's going to do to people. Then, this is where I was completely floored. They went on, as the hearing progressed, to say that
this is not
the COVID virus was no worse than a standard flu.
We still need humans?
Not for most things. We'll decide. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The lawsuit with Bill Gates is getting even crazier.
Crazy.
And here we have it, the analysis and assessment of the gateway process for 5-MeO-DMT, the God molecule, right? Who would have thought? Higher consciousness, right? Wow. It's
lunar.
It's actually real. And the thing is, so few people have experienced it that the mass groups find everybody else insane, because realistically, that's your box. It's okay, brother. Here we go. Michigan medicine, the University of Michigan, mystical psychedelic compound found in normal brains. The pineal gland, dimethyltryptamine, near-death experiences. And here we have it. Again, DMT models the near-death experience. This is a real thing, okay? For the people that just cannot think properly, that don't have critical thinking skills, right? And how navigating to a higher state of consciousness is what Peter Thiel, Palantir are all directly referring to when they're talking about.
We knew that DMT was in our brains.
Broadly defined neurodivergence. May I pronounce it any more clearly for the people in the back, please? Because I know I'm just so respected, right? When I'm giving you the fucking facts. And that's how it'll always be. Dude, it is what it is. Try it out. Maybe you can fucking wake up. And here we have it.
So we're running a campaign to do 3 simple things, which y'all already know about. We want to get money out of, put money in your, pass Medicare.
All right, guys.
It gave me a new tab to see if I wanted political stuff. I left it on for now, but if it gets too political, I'm turning it off.
Want to know the
over 300.
best way to brainwash an entire population? Target the youth.
Yes, Dragon Balls. Yes, I have.
separate them from their families and indoctrinate the shit out of them.
On several occasions.
Label anyone with an ounce of backbone crazy and medicate them till they're drooling. Get everyone to agree on a standard model of wrong and right so you don't even have to do the dirty work. Once the masses believe so firmly in this illusion, they'll shame, ostracize, and emotionally abuse each
Michigan. I don't like her at all.
It's not
What is even going on?
Have y'all seen that?
Bro, it's so much shit going on, bro. Gary, back up. I don't even know if you need to be over there, Gary. Oh, shit. Gary, this is not the time for this, bro. I think they about to get it on right next to the leeches and other, like, bro. This motherfucker.
Why is this always in my
Club
algorithm?
Eco? Nigga, ain't no limit to what you could do, bro. This your world when you step in these doors, bro. When this motherfucking lid seal, bro, anything goes, cuz. Check it out, man. The water cleared up a lot. You know, since
like
we
fascinated
added
by
the
this.
aquatic plants and the soil and the fucking algae, man. It's cleared up a lot. The leeches are so fucking active, bro. There's actually like 3 leeches, maybe even 4 in here. But yeah, man, they gotta get ready for work, bro. Gotta get ready for work, man. We'll have an update later on.
It did?
Still all type of shit going on up in there. My girl, y'all heard my girl suck her teeth in the background.
I'm mesmerized by it.
Since SZA comment on this shit, she's
disgusted
she
at the
all
same
against
time.
Gary and everything going on in this motherfucker, bro. I don't know, man. I thought she'd be happy for me, but
Well, shut the fuck up.
as you can see, she is not happy at all, man. Fuck. Bro, it's
Damn.
Video.
Right, well. The well is dry.
What got you into the prepping?
We sound like crazy tinfoil hat wearing. I think AI robots could be a real thing.
You think AI robots could
I
be
think
real?
so. I mean, this AI thing is moving so quickly that if it hits the fan, I can just live out here completely unplugged.
Well, it's interesting that all the
its
people
own.
building AI are also building bunkers, like Mark Zuckerberg that put a huge bunker in Hawaii. I asked because I was just curious if you move back there for familiarity, you know, and did you wanted your family to experience what you had, or if you were strictly there for the zombie apocalypse.
No, it was in the beginning. It was this. I guess I bought this place 16, 17 years ago, and in the beginning, it was just because I just wanted to get away. I just wanted something really remote, really private. I was, not trying to escape Hollywood. I just wanted something different that I could get away to if I needed to. And then it became something as the world got a little bit scarier. I was like, you know what? I'm really glad I bought this. And in fact, I'm going to buy the property next door too. So then I had 55 acres out there, and I was like these 2 little cabins. And I really started thinking more about like, okay, how could I live out here so that if shit hits the fan, I can just live out here without, completely unplugged. So then I started taking steps to do that, which was, solar, which I never use. We ended up bringing electricity in, but everything runs off of propane, and, if we could fish, I could hunt, I could literally, we got 3 wells out there. So I got plenty of water.
Has solar,
enough
doesn't
food if I
use
need
it.
And then, all the other stuff you need.
Dude, I love prepping, so
it's
I
so
want to
fun.
hang out on this topic as long as possible.
I could talk about it all day.
All right,
Preppers.
Okay, where did you start?
I've been kind of on like the bunker prepper kick. That's why I started playing Fallout 4 last night, you guys. I was like, oh, you know what? Like I'm kind of in that like underground bunker apocalypse vibe,
So you got a small
Chemical
hump cabin
fog?
out in the middle of the woods, right?
So I bought, so I bought 12 acres, half a parcel, nothing
Half a
on
parcel.
it, from this old guy named Cody, Craig Cody, Kotte. And then he passed away shortly after that. And he had a little hunting shack in the woods on the parcel, the half parcel next to where I just bought. No electricity, no water, outhouse. You know, he had these little copper wires running through there that he would turn on these little lanterns, these little oil lanterns. That's how he lived out there. So then I had a little structure for the first time. So I had 26 acres and a little cabin that I never set because it was just so rat infested or mouse infested. I was like, it's too much. I'd leave there with the
Yo, the real mad dress. Thank you. The real madness 2000. Thank you for that.
Sore throat every time I spend the night. I was like, I'm going to clean this place up before I decide to like really start staying out here. So we'd go out, we'd camp a couple days, and then we'd just start fixing it up. And then the other property next door, that went up for sale, another 26 acres with another little cabin that had electricity but no water. So we dug another well. So I had a well, and I brought electricity up to the top one, and then I have this little one on the water with electricity, but built a well there. So now I have these two little cabins, but they're both little. Now we've redone them now, and they're nice little guest cabins. But I still didn't have, and so during COVID, we spent all of our time out there. I mean, we had to wash dishes in the lake, shower in the lake. It was like
oh shit, you were legitimately rough.
Like homesteading for the first 10 years. But I loved it.
That's
because
awesome.
I was constantly, it was pickaxes and it was shovels and it was clearing little spaces. I remember I found this little area down by the water that was all sand, but it had all these dead logs and all the kind of overgrown. And I just knew that if I could clear this off, we'd have like this beautiful little beach. And sure enough, that became Axel Beach. My oldest son, I named it after him.
Damn.
And that's where the kids just run wild now. It's all cleared up and it's beautiful now, but it was, you know, a lot of just. And then I got a tractor and I got a skid steer, and then it got to go. You know, we started moving.
You made a beach.
Then you could pop stumps and rocks and clear things much quicker. But for the first 10 years, it was literally like homesteading, and I loved it because I'd leave L.A., I'd go out there and I'd spend 2 weeks and just work on whatever my little project was. And over the years now, it's become like a really cool little spot that we just, you know, my family loves it. My parents, my sisters, my wife's family, they all come out. We just like make the most memories out there. It's amazing.
That's awesome, man. What what are you worried about when it comes? What got you into the prepping? What was the last straw?
Well, I think it's you know, I've always had this, I don't know, recurring, not nightmare. It's more of like a daymare about
recurring daymare.
I read this book by Wesley Rawls called Patriots, a guide to surviving the coming collapse. And it was based on the 2008 market crash. And things almost got sideways in Los Angeles and all over the country. I don't know if you remember, the banks and everything were freezing, and it was like a whole thing. But then the government bailed them out, and they sort of eased everybody's stress. This book plays it out as if it just kept going. And
that
there
is
were
good.
Certain cells around the country that had a plan that if things went sideways, we get on our walkies and we all sort of send a message and we all go to our spot. And it was in Idaho. And it was like this camp where they would have, it was like a little mini militia almost, where they, you know, everybody had a certain skill sets. Some were medical, some were weaponry, some were construction, some were farming, communications. They all contributed. And if you didn't contribute, you were out. So it was like this little mini sort of militia of people that came with a certain set of skills that helped sort of fend off anybody that came. So that was kind of the beginning of it for me. I was like, I need to build something that if things do go sideways, I got to have a plan to get to Los Angeles, and I got to have a plan to get from Los Angeles to here. And once I'm here, we'll be able to figure it out because I'll have what I need. So that was kind of the beginning of it. And now
what was your plan to get out of LA?
I got a motorcycle Now I got kids, so I don't know what I would do. I still got to. I got a little dirt bike, but now I got a wife and I got 3 kids. So the plan is shifting. It's in development still, but you know, I had a whole thing where, okay, if I have to, I'll get a boat in the marina, I'll take that up the coast, and I'll have a truck in a parking garage, and all. I go crazy with this stuff.
Damn, dude.
Because you know, when things lock down in Los Angeles, and anything will set that off. I mean, those freeways lock up, and there's no getting out.
Yeah.
So I needed a way to
Facts.
get out of there, like through the hills, down to the water, up, and then get out. See, if I was a little bit tougher, Sean, I could have been a Navy SEAL, but I'm just not made of the same stuff you are. I have the same mindset, just not the same toughness. But that was kind of, I mean, I really go deep with it. I really think about, okay, how do we do that? How do we get out of here? You know, and that was the biggest, and it still is one of the biggest things. If we're there and we get stuck, how do we get out?
Have you looked at dual citizenship?
What do you mean? Like,
are you that far down the rabbit hole yet?
What do you mean, like Canada?
Canada. The top 5 places I think are Ireland. If you have Irish roots, you can get it immediately.
Yeah.
Portugal, but you got to learn Portuguese. Italy was on there. Canada was on there. What else was on there? Paraguay was on there.
Really?
Yeah. Which was I've always said, if I got to get the hell out of Dodge, I'm going to Paraguay.
Why?
Paraguay.
It's too far south for the cartels to be running drugs up. There's no ocean, which means nobody wants to vacation there. There's nothing there but farming and fucking cows.
Really?
Yep. And nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So that was always my spot. So when I
have
was
you taken any measures to do that or not?
not yet, I'm like in process.
But do you think you'd have to leave the country to do?
Nobody
do this?
knows about Paraguay.
Like,
I don't know.
What are your
it's
fears
just
about
a peace of mind. I'm not.
So
I'm not like
everyone
gonna.
runs that.
I'm not
Now
gonna
you blew up
abandon
your
the fucking
spot.
country anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight for it. But if
Yeah.
you know, but other people
Right.
have to fight for
I
it
was
too.
just
And if
thinking,
nobody's
like,
fighting for
Paraguay,
it,
huh?
then one guy fighting for it isn't gonna do a damn thing.
I think there are plenty of people that fight for it, though.
You think so?
God, yeah.
And all the survivor prepper people who watch your show are like, he said Paraguay. That's where they're all going.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I think it's all talk.
I don't know.
Which is why I'm looking at dual citizenship.
So, I haven't gone that far down the rabbit hole, but you know, so what are your fears about? I mean, I know we sound like crazy, you know, tinfoil hat wearing.
What do
maniacs, but I mean,
I
think AI robots could be a real thing.
You think AI robots could be a real
So.
thing?
I mean, this AI thing is moving so quickly that I don't know if we can ever. If we got to wrap our arms around this thing, or it's gonna.
Well, it's interesting that all the people building AI are also building bunkers, like Mark Zuckerberg that put a huge fucking bunker in Hawaii. No matter where you're watching the Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this at all, anything, please like, comment, and subscribe.
All right. Random AI data center video. Get dual citizenship to Ireland. I want to get a Thailand visa or whatever. You can get 2-year visas or whatever for Thailand at a time.
Welcome back. Thanks for coming. It's the Hotline Show. Today is June 7th, 2026. Can you believe it? It's June? We're almost halfway through the year.
It's freaking June.
How did that happen? What happened? Have you done anything yet this year? I don't think I've done a single thing.
I've
Trying.
heard
I have
some
ideas, but I just
I've
can't
done things.
figure it out. It's also just so nice outside. And I mean nice, you know, the sun. Everyone knows I don't like sunny weather, and that's all we've had. That said, for the first time in many years, the trees, the fruit trees, and all the other trees are growing beautifully. My fruit trees specifically, every year for the past couple of years, they've been getting these caterpillars that eat the leaves and also bite your skin. But this year, there's none of that around. I think it's cyclical, like every 7 years or something. I'm not really sure. I've looked it up before and I've known, and then I forgot.
So you talking
'cause I
about
have too
tent worms?
much in my head. This year, things are growing amazing. And I'm very excited about it. I'm going to get
This guy's got a sweet little studio.
Until the squirrels come and eat it all off before it's ripe. And that's just how it goes. If you don't know, this is the Hotline Show. People call the number. It's in the description below. They leave a message. They ask a question. Usually it's about photography, but maybe it's about the Knicks. The New York Knicks are in the finals.
No way.
For the first time in a million years. I think I was 12 years old or 13 when they were last in the finals. They were my favorite team. I loved basketball, but they never won. And I kind of got out of sports when I got into high school. I sort of hung out with people who weren't really into sports, got more into art, I guess. Sort of left the sports world behind. I stopped paying attention. Deep down inside, I've always been a Knick fan. Always remember those years. Patrick Ewing, John Starks was my favorite player.
50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Starks. Yes.
Just love that team. They never won, and it was heartbreaking to me. And I needed to leave it behind. And over the years, there were many times where I tried to get back into it, and they'd be okay. And
Did I cook his ass? Bro, I hit him with the poison. It was a massive one. I think I fried him. Get the torch. Live spider attack. It was a big ass one. He came calling on my light, bro. And I just fucking ripped him off the light. Hit the torch. I hit him with the spectricide. I got him with the skepticide. I'm thinking I cooked him.
get into the playoffs, but they always looked like a shitty team, and they always looked like losers.
Can't believe I saw that.
I couldn't emotionally invest.
Like, so many in here lately, bro. Shit.
My energy into it. It was always too disappointing, and rightfully so. I mean, they always lost, but this year is different. I watch this team and I see winners. I see a team that looks like the team that always used to beat the Knicks. So I think we might do it, but I don't know. I'm talking about it now. I'm just jinx the shit out of it. Emotionally invested in it again, which is not a good sign, because if they lose,
so he wanted the Knicks to win.
It will destroy me.
So this guy must be happy.
7 and 6/10 seconds to go. Rockets.
It will destroy me.
Look from three, it's tipped, and it's knocked away, and the Rockets win. The ball was tipped.
Got one call today, Robbie.
And they won 107-106.
Hey Noah, it's Robbie from Massachusetts. Hope you're doing well. I've been working on this video essay about AI data centers. There's one that I've been documenting that's smack dab in the middle of this residential neighborhood, and the community is pretty upset about it, and they got a lawsuit. There's a lot of wild things happening, and I was curious to get your opinion on the whole data center push. There's like 60 or 70 proposed in New Jersey. I think there's 45 here in Massachusetts that are proposed, and it just feels like we're kind of rushing this without any proper testing or understanding of how this is going to impact not only the environment, but human beings and our well-being, our health, our jobs, everything. It's a bizarre time. So I was curious to get your thoughts on that. Thanks.
Robbie, yeah, the data centers. This is what everyone's talking about now. It's all over, and it's mostly because of AI and these companies. Who are they?
This is my last
Is it
beer.
the big ones? Google, Meta, fucking Elon Musk, Anthropic, ChatGPT, Amazon. They're all building their fucking data centers. They've already had data centers. So why they need so many? Like, the internet works. What do we...
Yeah,
what
the
do we
internet
need,
works.
more speed or something? A lot of it is like, why so many? I mean, I know in New York, I think they're planning on 30 plus. We got an update here. This one just came across my desk. New York lawmakers pass 1-year ban on new data centers. Well, how do you like that? Governor Kathy Hochul just needs to sign it into law, which she probably will, because she's up for re-election this year. So that's what's going on in New York. Who are these people? Where did they come from? So what is that all about? I mean, I guess it's AI, right? We need compute. Okay. So they're building these things and they require a lot of power. And that's certainly problematic. And we're all seeing our energy bills go up. Mine went up basically double in the last 6 months,
267%.
which is crazy. Fortunately, we got the solar panels fixed and we're keeping it down. It's complicated. Everyone's results may vary on power and where you are, but everything's getting more expensive and these things are coming in. And what these companies do, they want to set up in towns, and they know if it's a small town in the country, they know it's a Republican board and they can just play the shit out of them. They just promise them jobs and tax breaks and all this shit. And they eat it up because they're dumb and like they can't fight it. The companies will just lie to them and then they'll build. And when they don't fulfill their promises, what are they going to do about it? Nothing. You're fucked. Meanwhile, nobody pays any attention to what's going on locally. No one goes to a town board meeting till it's too late. So they just know they can roll in and just set up and do it. Fortunately, word's getting out that these things suck on many levels, and certainly you don't want that in your backyard. These places, they're monstrous.
To Israel.
Just void of anything. They're like they're warehouse buildings.
Shit don't
that
add
are
up.
just
You're right, though,
sucking
Mom.
power and water. It's just awful. And they really require no employees whatsoever. More or less. I mean, obviously a few, but for the size and the scale, it's not like it's actually providing many jobs after the construction is done. I guess one thing is I know a little bit about data centers because 10 years ago, I did a project with Google called the Google Data Center Mural Project, where I went to 4 data centers, 2 in the US, 2 in Europe, and I got to photograph these things both inside and out. And I want to show you some pictures that I've done and talk about it. And I'll sort of talk about the whole thing because I think it's interesting. It was a different era, obviously, 2016 versus 2026. Let me pull it up and we'll start talking about it. All right, here we are. This is the website, which is still up, datacentermurals.withgoogle.com, and the Data Center Mural Project. And the concept behind this was muralists reimagine the facades of Google data centers. So it was basically 4 artists in these 4 cities, cities or towns, Mays County, Oklahoma, Jenny Odell, St. Ghislaine, Ali B.
Slane.
This was in Belgium, Fuchsia Macquarie in Dublin, and Gary Kelly in Council Bluffs. That was Iowa. Now, I'm going to go to the About This project down here so we can kind of get a sense of the statement of this project from Joe Cava, the VP of Google Data Centers at the time. Whether it's sharing photos, searching the web, or translating languages, billions of requests are sent to the cloud every day. But few people know all this information flows through physical locations called data centers. Because these buildings typically aren't much to look at, people usually don't and rarely learn about the incredible structures and people who make so much of modern life possible. To begin to change that, we created the Data Center Mural Project, a partnership with artists to bring a bit of magic from inside our data centers to the outside. Eventually, we hope to bring the project to more locations around the world. Check back for updates along the way. Well, there have been no updates. And I think I'm going to explain why there haven't been. We're just going to jump right into this this Mays County Jenny Odell, and she's great. And she's written a couple books. In fact, she has a new book out now. So go check out her work just in general. But this is what she made on the corner, on the side of this particular data center. Meanwhile, let me explain. This was sort of mostly about the films. So there are films, and you can see it on the website and also on YouTube, where they sort of talked to the artists and did a little documentary about the project and the artists and what they were putting on the side. I mean, you can watch that on your own. We're not going to play it much here, but I'll show you. A lot of these are my pictures. Like, these are all my pictures down here. And one of the coolest parts was like being able to make portraits of the people who were working on these locations. I went to all of these places twice. First, it was to photograph the wall and the data center before the mural was up, and then we went back after it was up. So kind of was over the course of a year. I don't know, it was something like 10 or 12 shoots over a full year, with the time in between. But it was really interesting on many levels to be able to visit these places and like get into and see the server floors. And, just thinking back 10 years ago, the idea of a data center was kind of new to most people. This was the era where people were just learning about the cloud. Now it's AI, but back then it was like, oh yeah, all of our data is in the cloud and it's got to be stored somewhere. So it's in these data centers. I was someone who was kind of close to tech in that era. So of course I knew about data centers and these kinds of buildings, but I never saw one. So getting to go and see them was super interesting. Now, I will say, and we're going to go back to the screen here. Okay, so we have these giant warehouse buildings with no windows. Perfect for murals. But as we would soon sort of learn while visiting these places, security was really tight. And I mean like really tight. You couldn't get within, 500 yards of these places without...
No, he doesn't have any new videos today.
...hitting a fence or security.
They would have been the first thing showed to me.
So really, these murals were being made not for anyone really. Like in theory, this is great because it's like, oh, these big buildings that are here, people will come and look at them, but they don't want anyone.
He dropped the videos yesterday. We did both of his videos yesterday. Yeah, whenever he does videos, I mean, it gets us on a good run,
Near these places. You can't go and look at these. If you try to walk up to a data center, some guy's gonna show up in the woods and tell you to go away. They were so tight about what I could photograph. So they actually taped over my camera, the CF card slot, with red tape that if you tampered with it, they know you opened it. What? So I could shoot. Then they had to take the card, review everything that I photographed, and then they gave it back to us. The way it was sort of described to me was people can reverse engineer what's happening on the data centers based on photographs, and then it becomes some sort of security vulnerability. It's just OPSEC, I guess. They don't want you here. These are obviously giant warehouse buildings. There's really nothing to see, which again kind of makes the whole concept of photographing these places.
It looks like Minivan Andy. Is that Minivan Andy? He's like, I love data centers. Minivan Andy repping the data center.
Is difficult. Fortunately, I was able to get some of the employees working on the server floor here, make pictures like this. But really, it all just looks like, I don't know, hardware and wires. And
almost look like Judge.
You've seen one, you've seen a million. And a lot of times, like, we were being led on tours of sorts, so I could only shoot.
Judge also is known to love data centers. Isn't that right, Judge Lysergic?
While walking around, I couldn't really set things up all that much to make really structured compositions of the technical computer stuff. It was very frustrating in some ways, that element of it. But what was cool was they wanted to personalize the data centers, the people who worked here. Obviously this is like Google propaganda. This particular data center in Dublin was very cool.
I sold my house so they could build one.
Data centers were built like this, people would be much more into data centers going places or potentially into their neighborhoods, mostly because this uses the air cooling of the cool Dublin air to regulate the temperature on the data center floors, which of course they didn't let me on the floor in Dublin, but we did meet the guy who managed the place and he talked about it. In fact, he talks about it in this video right here. Let me put it up.
We cool the data center using nice, fresh, clean Irish air. We don't use mechanical cooling. We don't use any chillers or refrigeration or even cooling towers.
Yeah, why don't they
it's
use
really
chillers
unique
or
to our climate.
refrigeration?
We have cool conditions year round. It's the equivalent, if you like, of if you're driving your car, rather than turning on the air conditioning, you open the windows.
That's kind of good. Less energy, cooler air. That makes sense. It seems a little better for the environment. Here's some more people working around the campus. I will say the food at Google was unbelievable. All these places had just the most incredible cafeterias. People have told me that they work at jobs and the job doesn't give them lunch. And I'm like, really? You know, how do you, like, I feel like lunch should come with a job. Should you either get paid for the lunch or they
cheese
provide
on the
it for you?
watermelon?
The idea that you have to bring lunch to a job seems crazy to me. It seems unfair and incorrect. And Google has obviously done it right because their cafeterias were unbelievable. I mean, I think if I worked at a Google data center or any Google campus, I would gain a lot of weight. And never leave, which is the point, right? Like they don't want you to leave. Here's the food. You're going to work more. You're going to save time, whatever. That's sort of besides the point. Let's look at one last one that we went to in Belgium. This one was one of my favorites. And of course, you know, there's just something about Europe that is always nice to go to. And of course, they do things like a little better just generally. This caption right here is interesting. It says, data centers need to be cooled to prevent overheating. This data center is one of the only in the world that uses free cooling. That means it doesn't need a lot of energy to cool the water. Thanks to St. Ghislaine's chilly climate
Cool the water?
and cold water in the canals. At the time, I don't remember thinking about the energy aspect of this being all that much of a consideration. I'm certainly glad I took this photo, but it wasn't like the topic of conversation at the time. Although it seems pretty clear that Google was thinking about this 10 years ago, that people are going to ask. It is something that when I was in Iowa, and certainly, you know, seeing the exteriors of this place get built and, you know, I got put on like a crane. I had to take an OSHA class to be able to get on a lift, and I, wore a harness and all this stuff. You know, there's safety first on all of these places, obviously. There was a moment where I was looking at the power. I remember being up on those lifts and thinking about it, just kind of seeing all this sort of infrastructure being built and wondering about it, not kind of putting it together just yet. Of course, this one in particular was right down the road from a power plant.
So there are also like
the
ugly
ultimate
and,
implications of that, you know, now come to think of it, it's like, oh wow, this was like a real power and water issue soon to be everywhere. And Robbie, you mentioned going to visit these data centers, these places. It's hard to sort of illustrate what they are because they are nothing. How do you explain this to people? Yeah. They are just concrete slabs that, how do you even make a good composition of this? I'm in a crane here, but just being down on the ground, it's just this thing that they're just like putting in nature. There's no architecture.
Yeah, a
it's
big
just
towering block.
These blobs are being just forced everywhere. And for what? And for who? I don't know. Maybe I've said too much. What is it all for? Is it going to help us? Are we going to make any money out of this? Or are they just going to extract? Phone's ringing. Give me 1 second. Hello?
Noah, it's future Noah. You said way too much without saying anything at all. Maybe your worst episode yet.
What?
It doesn't matter. You need to end the show now. Thiel, Musk, they have all of our data, and they're going to make us into digital avatars and enslave us in the machine forever. That's why I'm living outside.
Wait. Calm down.
No, I can't calm down. If you keep talking about the data centers, it's only going to get worse. They clone most of the human population. Everyone's mind is in the machine. Human bodies have been rendered obsolete. I'm one of the last people on Earth. You must stop the show now to help save the rest of humanity.
End the show now?
Yes, end it now.
Okay.
Wow. And speaking of ending the show now, let's end it now. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Jonspiracy Theory, episode 48. You guys are amazing, and I love you. And we're going to keep doing this. We're going to get to 50 for sure. We'll get to 50, and then I'm ending it, you guys. I'm ending it forever. But no, you guys know how it is. Question everything. Trust your intuition. Be on the lookout. Stay vigilant. And until next time. Yeah, we're going to hang out in Discord, and then and I've got to be up early and stuff, and I've got things to do, and I'm out of, and the well of conspiracies is run dry. Let's hang out Discord tonight. Short stream tonight, short episode. I said it at the beginning, everyone, specifically the person. 3.5 hours almost. But yeah, thank you guys. And I'll see you in the Discord if you guys want to hang out and shit tonight. But thank you everybody for watching. And until next time. Question everything.
Have you ever seen or felt something you can't quite describe? Something you were not supposed to know about. Unknown creatures that stalk the night. World-ruling secret societies. Mind control. Time travel. AI. Or perhaps forces beyond our understanding.
If there is a God, God is either not all-powerful or not all good.
Join us as we delve into these mystery-shrouded parts of our world and try to uncover the truth. Tonight, we stare into the void and maybe catch a glimpse of what is staring back.